Hola, y bienvenidos a Amores Patos. Hi, welcome to Amores Patos. I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Faby. This is the podcast where two best friends get together and talk about
Duck facts,
duck lore,
ducks,
and DuckTales.
I don't know.
Why do we never know how to start these?
It's been 3 years and we don't know how to start a podcast.
It's been 3 years and we don't know how to start this. We watched an episode of DuckTales.
Yeah.
That's what we did. We watched an episode of DuckTales, and I assume you, listener, did as well.
Honestly, if you don't, tell us. That's weird. I want to know.
Don't tell us. That's weird.
No, I want to know if you just only listen. I just want to know. What's your deal?
What's wrong with you?
Oh no.
This went a place. So today we are reviewing Season 3, Episode 9. They put a Moonlander on the Earth. Just this long wait for a drink of water.
What?
We need some sort of segue that's not immediately talking about the episode, and that was our weird 50-second segue. If we're a little hysterical, it is because we are recording this very late.
Yeah, even later than usual.
We're starting later than usual because, life.
I'm on about cup 3 of Arizona green tea, so we'll see how we do.
See how we do. I've had 1 cup of coffee. I'm very sensitive to caffeine, so this should keep me going.
Let's go.
So today's episode was written by Sam King and Bob Snow. The story is by Frank Angones, Colleen Evanson, Christian Makelhays, Bob Snow, Madison Bateman, Sam King, and Ben Simon, whose name I've been mispronouncing for several episodes because it was listed incorrectly on the DuckTales wiki. I did not check it further.
DuckTales wiki, we trusted you.
We trusted you. I trusted you to give me the names of the DuckTales crew. So, Ben Simon, if you're out there listening, I apologize.
Oh, no.
The storyboards are by Sam King, Kat Marusik, Rachel Park, and Stephen Park. And the episode was directed by Jason Zurich and Sam King. Sam King had a part in, every single aspect of the creation of this episode. And it's a very good episode.
It really is. I liked the last episode, but I really, really liked this episode. Yeah. It was just fun.
It's fun. The jokes, I think, are just very good and present. Yeah. And it's just good. Everyone just came full force this episode. Mm-hmm. I think, would you put this in your top 5 so far of the season? I mean, this is the 9th episode, so it's a little soon.
I think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
We had the Huey episode, Huey, Violet, Junior Woodchucks. Okay. We had Quack Pack, which is good. We have the Double O Duck Launchpad episode.
Oh, that's my number 1.
Yes. We had the Mermaid episode, which is probably at the low end, though the Beakley Webby plot they introduced is one of the most interesting things they've introduced in the season so far.
Yes.
What was episode 5? Oh no. Oh no, I'm breaking down. I don't remember.
Wait. Was it...
I'm gonna cheat and check.
Gyro. No.
You're right. Yes. No, 5 was Caballeros and Daisy.
Yes, okay.
6 was Gyro, Astro Boyd. I think that's definitely, for me, number 1 so far.
Yeah. They're tied. It's Launchpad, Double O Duck.
In Double O Duck, you only crash twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think in terms of, like, animation, atmosphere, and plot, for me, Astro Boy is number 1 so far.
Yeah. I'm just a terrible, biased Launchpad stan.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Also a very good episode.
It's also a very good episode. I think this is up there. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's like, I like outsider point of view, like, episodes and things. So this kind of felt like that. Like, we're focusing on someone that's not really in the spotlight. But we still get, like, the whole, like, world effects.
Yeah,
really
like, this isn't main cast. This isn't someone we're going to see again for a while, kind of thing.
Sadly.
Yeah, sadly. We're not going to see Penny again for a while. Who knows when.
But I really enjoyed it. It was just fun.
Yeah.
Also,
it was
very
very
music
fun.
slaps.
Yes! Oh my god. I mean, we'll get to it, but, like, I'm going to call it Penumbra's theme at the end.
Yeah.
Is so good. It's so good.
It.
Yeah, let's get into it. Our watches for this episode, we have Ben and Jerry's watch.
Mangi, ciao bambini.
He's not present. I'm going back to the fun names because I want to be creative. And Matilda McDuck watch. Both a no.
No.
I'm gonna fucking hold out for fucking Ben and Jerry's because we got Captain Foghorn both mentioned and physically present, and that guy had 2 appearances in original DuckTales, just like my boy Ben and Jerry's.
True.
So,
cross your fingers.
Yeah. And now it is time for the game show in our podcast. It is now time for Duck or False. For Duck or False, I'm actually doing something fun this time.
Oh.
Something different. It is a fill in the blank.
Oh no!
So, in the 2008 comic, Wastes of Space, why does the U.S. government owe Scrooge rent? Just guess.
Because Scrooge owns the moon.
That is false.
Damn.
But it's actually a little close. It is because Scrooge owns part of Area 51.
Oh, okay. I was thinking large.
Yeah. No, yeah. He learns this because the nephews are, like, looking at his land holdings, and they're like, hey, you own this piece of land in Nevada that the government hasn't paid you for. Like, they owe you rent. They got something going on in there. So he goes to check it out, and it's Area 51. And he gets, like, captured. Arrested.
I love it. I did not know that was a real thing, and now...
Yeah, it's a thing. In the 2008 Danish comic, written by Laura and Mark Shaw, with art by Giorgio Cavazzano. Sounds like an Italian comic, now that I read that, but maybe it was translated from Italian to Dutch. Wait, do they speak Dutch in Denmark? Probably.
I think.
I'm going to say yes.
Don't add us.
Yeah, I'm going to assume they speak Dutch in Denmark. I'm sorry.
We got told because we didn't know where Pompeii was.
It's in Italy!
Yeah, but specifically in Nepal.
Who cares? Who gives a shit? It's in Italy. That's all I need to know on, like, the most basic level. I know geography.
This is why people think Americans don't know geography. We don't know.
No, we don't. But I know more than the average person.
Yeah.
And I know the most important fact is that Pompeii's in Italy. I mean, beyond that, it requires research, which I can just do, but I don't feel like doing. I've been to Italy. Who cares?
One time I had to explain to my friend that no, France was not an island. I think
What?
this was like the second year of high school. I already forgot what that
What?
is. And I think she had France and the UK mixed up.
Those are completely different places.
So I literally was like in class, like telling someone to give me a goddamn map so I could show her.
You don't need to know. American geography's mixed. American geography's stupid too. Who gives a shit?
Dude, one time I did a test of how many states I could name, and I forgot Wyoming was a thing. So.
Apologies to Wyoming. I would
like,
forget. I would forget Vermont and like Delaware. For
it
sure.
was like Vermont, Delaware,
yeah,
and like something else. I mean,
Rhode Island. Maybe I'd forget.
I always remember Rhode Island, but my brother was like, "You're at 49 states. Which one don't you know?" And I was like. But then he tested me on all the album songs from Michael Jackson's Thriller, and I knew them back to front. So.
You have your priorities in order.
Priorities.
Arkansas. I would forget Arkansas.
No, I always remember that Vine.
Oh.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Wyoming, what? That doesn't sound
Wyoming.
real.
I'm sorry, Wyoming.
I'm not.
Maybe the Dakotas too. I would forget.
See, I did a project about Montana, so I could never forget Montana.
Yeah. Sorry.
You know what's something funny, though? I feel like that it's kind of related, but for a school project, we were supposed to do, I think, the missions.
Yes,
and
fourth
for some
grade.
reason, I did it on, like, I made an Aztec pyramid, and I got away with it. Like, so, and I think that says a lot about me as a person, that I just refused to do a project on the missions.
Yeah. It was like, did your parents help you, or were you just like, I'm gonna do an Aztec pyramid, fuck you?
Yeah, and I think, like, I told my teacher, like, hey, I want to do this. Mm-hmm. I think my excuse was probably a lie, is that the store didn't have any more, like, missions. And they had a pyramid. So I got away with it.
Was it like Tenochtitlan, or just like
I think it was just like your generic, like... Yeah.
That's cool. I remember the fucking missions. I remember learning that hot glue melts styrofoam. We had our weird tangent just a bit later in the episode. How the fuck did we get here? Me not caring about where Pompeii is.
Oh yeah.
And then it just branched.
Yeah. I don't know where some things are, but it's okay.
And yeah, I don't know the specific state where Pompeii is.
Is it a state? I don't know how
I don't even know.
Work.
I don't know how other countries work. Region,
I always just think of that one
states.
One meme that was like, England is my city, and that cracked me up, and I always think about that.
Oh yeah, I don't even know like the England, what's technically the UK and what isn't. I'm not gonna go near that.
No, I think at one point I knew, but I erased all of that from my memory.
Anyway,
the ducks.
Jesus, you can really hear the coffee at work.
You can also tell that Anne and I are friends because we just had a conversation mid-podcasting.
Yeah. It's like, oh, whoops, that's right. We are being recorded. Other people are going to hear this.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Alright, so yes, the episode.
Yeah.
Webby is crawling through the vents.
Yes, just being sneaky. She has her grappling gun, some... Is it infrared goggles? Night vision goggles?
Night vision.
Yeah.
I think night vision, right? Since it's dark in the...
Probably, yeah. That makes more sense.
Vents.
The word is
vents. I forgot the word for vents that I just said a minute ago. So that's nice. But she's looking for the boys. Mm-hmm. And she is not finding them. She looked in their room. She looked in, the secret entrance that opens up to the back of their freezer.
Yeah.
And that was a fun, little cartoony gag for popping up through the freezer. And then closing it behind her.
Yeah. Very cute.
Yeah, she can't find them.
Mm. She even goes to, is it Regis' study? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And she just really can't find them, and then at that point she hears, like, noise coming from outside, so she looks out the window, and it's Penumbra! Penny.
It's Penny. We haven't seen any Moonlanders all season.
Yeah.
So this was nice. And we see that she is trying to carry a bunch of this solid gold material, like spacecraft material, but that Earth's gravity is working against her.
And she, like, so she's, like, carrying all this stuff, and then Webby, like, says hi to her, and she gets startled, and she also, like, trips behind, like, some gold, and she just falls, and it's a whole thing. And she comes back up fighting.
Yes. I love Webby used her grappling hook a lot in this introductory part.
Yeah.
And so she's hanging in front of Penumbra with the grappling hook.
And so Penumbra comes, like, up with the fence. She's, like, holding, not her staff, but, like...
No, it's like it's like some sort of, like, a tool piece of the ship thing.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, hi, small Della, like, you shouldn't, sneak up to a Moonlander, a Moon Warrior. Yeah. And then there's this, like, silence between both of them. And then Penny's like, oh, do you need something? Do you want something?
Yeah. And we see, obviously Webby really wants to get to know Penny, wants to get to know her and, like, hang out with her, because she's obviously so incredibly badass. But we see that, Penny is very fixated on repairing her ship. Mm-hmm. Or I guess building a new ship to take her and the rest of the Moonlanders back to the moon.
Yes. And Webby's like, oh, yeah, okay, I get it, like, totally didn't want to swap, like, battle techniques, I'll just head out too, I'm busy.
Yeah. She jumps into a bush.
Yeah.
That's how she departs this conversation.
I mean, same.
Yeah.
But I love that Penumbra calls her small Della.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. So, yes.
Yes.
God. We're on the same wavelength all the time. It's great.
Dude, we text each other the exact same thing.
We do. We send each other the same memes at the same time. Or we intend to.
But yeah.
But, yeah, no, I love that. I love that, obviously that Penny knows the kids to some extent, even if she's keeping herself at a distance, but she knows the kids and refers to all of them as small Dellas.
I love that.
It's great.
Oh, small Della, you shouldn't sneak up on a moon warrior. Do you want something?
No, I definitely wouldn't want to hang out with and/or swap battle techniques with the super cool alien war hero living in our backyard. That's crazy, and you're obviously too busy, right?
Yes, building a ship so my Moonlanders and I can return to our vastly superior planet Moon.
Oh, sure. I've got a lot going on, too.
And, so Webby goes back to the mansion, and there's, like, the one place she didn't look is where the boys are. Well, Dewey and Louie, who the fuck knows where Huey is?
Huey's
see him this episode. He's somewhere.
It's Huey season.
Oh, we wish.
Just dead-eye stare at Anna. It's Huey season.
Next episode kind of brings it back around.
What's next episode?
A little bit. The Halloween episode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's very fun. But yeah.
Yeah, it brings it back around a bit. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, Louie and Dewey are watching Ottoman Empire. They have some pep cans scattered on the floor, a bowl full of chips.
And Webby's like, oh, come on, you guys, like, let's do something. You've already watched this episode.
The episode! The fucking Ottoman Empire episode they're watching. It's a rerun. It's from the period of time when Randy left the show. It's line on this episode is "Life without Randy." It's just Johnny sobbing into this tiny ottoman.
Is that what it is?
Yes!
Oh.
It's a tiny ottoman that he's holding. He's just sobbing.
Oh
It's
my god.
so funny. And it's just in the background.
He's crying.
It's like then I'm forgetting the Outlaw Scrooge McDuck episode where we see the kid get devoured by the ottoman in the background. With Johnny just crying. It's like that. That was the most bizarre thing to ever happen in this show. Honestly. The kid just in the background getting devoured by an ottoman. Like, what kind of Lovecraftian horror did Johnny tap into on his own?
Too many, like, it was too fluffy of a pillow.
It was too soft.
It was too soft. The memory foam forgot him. It looped back around.
Boy.
But point
Jesus.
is, the boys want to watch some trash daytime TV.
Yes.
And Webby's like, no, let's do something else, something exciting.
Yeah, she suggests going outside to find caterpillars. Yeah. Because they melt into butterflies. And they're cool to watch.
Yeah.
Which I agree. Even if caterpillars do scare me a little bit.
They terrify me. I was never an insect kid.
No, I was not. But we see that the broadcast gets interrupted by Glomgold.
Oh, jeez.
I, wonder how this guy, gets on anything on the air. But then I'm like, oh yeah, he's, the second richest person on the planet. He just, walks into a TV studio, throws a wad of cash at the guys behind the camera, and they're like, alright, I guess.
Also,
sure.
have you seen some commercials on TV? They let anything air.
Yeah. So we have Glomgold, the self-proclaimed hero of Earth. Earth's greatest hero.
Yeah. And he says this, in front of, a neon sign that immediately bursts into flames. So you see, the cut. Because the curtain is behind him.
The curtain catches fire, so we cut. And we see the fire's been put out, but half the curtain is fried. It's the blackened edges.
I love it. And he's just going.
Insane man. Yeah, he's talking about, how he's so great, and that he grabs the camera, which I love.
Yes.
Peak Glomgold energy.
All I think about is wrestling. I'm like, peak heel energy. Just grab the camera.
He would be such a great heel.
He would.
He would be pummeled senseless every single time.
Because his bones don't break. So
it's true.
It's good.
It's good. He's talking about his last, gift to Duckburg was the Glom coaster, right?
Yeah.
Which is
from
this,
the mind that got you the Glom coaster.
It's this rickety-ass wooden roller coaster that stretches off into, fucking oblivion. And the front is just, his head, and there's just a shark there.
Somewhere, yeah.
Somehow.
It's terrible. It's like Knott's Berry Farm's Ghost Rider.
That was my exact thought. I've never gone on that, and I never fucking will go on that roller coaster.
Dude, can you believe my mom's friend forced me on that ride? Our chaperone forced me on that ride.
What the hell?
And me, you know me. If I'm having fun, I'm screaming full volume.
Yeah,
silent.
Riding silently on a roller coaster is the most genuine sign of pure terror.
Yeah. I was holding on to my friend's arm so hard, I bought her, food. I bought her lunch to make up for that.
Oh, no.
But I was like, oh, with my mom's friend here, no one will force me to get... No, I got forced by her.
Oh my god, no. Like, I can't do roller coasters. I can do Disneyland level roller coasters. I can do nothing stronger than that. An Incredicoaster is towing the line. I can do Incredicoaster and nothing else.
Same, and I only get on Incredicoaster because Anne is there.
Yeah.
But also, I always love her photos because you're kind of calm and collected. Me, I'm red as a tomato every single time.
I just don't get red easily. I'm very pale, but I don't get red easily.
I'm just, like, terrified. My bangs are all over the place. But, yeah.
I remember there's the Everest ride in Walt Disney World in Animal Kingdom. And... because you go backwards at a point, and, like, you can actually see the point where you go backwards. And my dad and I were, like, heading towards it. We're like, yeah, we're doing this roller coaster. We stop there where you can see that. We see that. We wait, like, 30 seconds, and we're like, yeah, never mind. Let's go buy a donut. We're not going on that.
Oh, no.
We immediately chickened out. Both of us.
No. I would never get on, like, bad roller coasters at Knott's.
No.
But I would get on their kind of small roller coaster. I think it was called the Jaguar. It goes to, like, a pyramid. It's, like, Aztec themed.
I think I saw that. I didn't go. I only went on the river, the boat, the splash, the water one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know which one. Yeah. Like the
it's
rapids, basically.
Grizzly River Rapids,
Yeah.
but just Knott's Berry's name for it. Same thing.
I once watched a man jump out of one of those to get his glasses, by the way.
What the
And they had to drain the whole thing.
Yeah, what
So
the
we
fuck?
we were in line for an hour.
Oh,
And
God.
then we saw that happening, so we had to wait, like, another 30 minutes. Luckily, they let us get on it, like, 3 times in a row. They were just like, just go.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, we're so sorry that one of our guests was insane.
Yeah. But, like,
Who jumps out of that?
On the Jaguar, the seat, like, the bar opened on me and my friend, twice.
Oh my god.
Once over the pyramid, and then once over the water.
Oh
and
my
I'm
god.
Like, what the fuck?
That's a nightmare. That's like the absolute, like, nightmare.
Yeah. One of the times my friend and I both noticed, and the other time my other friend didn't notice. I told her afterwards, and then she refused to get on the ride.
Yeah. God.
That's what I imagine riding this roller coaster is like.
Yes. But like 100 times worse.
Oh yeah. There's a shark.
And so, back on topic. Nice. Glomgold's newest creation is I love this stupid name.
Oh my god.
The Flint Ferris Glom Wheel.
It's so hard to say.
It's awful. I love that it's so convoluted.
Hi, I'm TV's Glomgold. You may remember me as Earth's greatest hero. You're probably thinking, that handsome Lionheart couldn't possibly give the people of Duckburg any more. Wrong again! From the visionary mind that brought you the Glom Coaster, behold, the Flint Ferris Glom Wheel! Unveiling tonight at Duckburg Pier.
Yes, and so Webby's like, that's definitely sounds horrifically dangerous, but also fun.
Yeah.
And she asks Dewey what he thinks.
Mm-hmm. And we get this, I love, like, I guess I do love when Dewey's being dramatic, because he's like, you know, like, head down, prayer hands, like, you know.
I remember when the Glom Coaster opened. I waited all morning, but I let a kid, Timmy Jenkins, go ahead of me. The track broke and he was stuck for hours. It was national news on every channel. And as I watched him tell his horrifying story on a dozen different talk shows, I thought, that should have been me up there!
Holding a ripped, like, piece of newspaper where Timmy Jenkins is, like, it says, like, Glom Saster, and he's, like, being photographed, and he's just holding it.
It's funny. It's a funny turn. I love Louis just watching this silently. Like, what the hell?
Oh my god.
So that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think we rag on Dewey, but I like him in small amounts. I think when he's not the main focus.
Yeah, same.
It's when we like him the most.
Yeah. I think this season he's really upped his game, and I've forgiven him for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, he declares that today's gonna be Dewey's disaster day.
Yes.
And yeah, Louie's just watching.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, okay, have fun. I'm gonna keep watching my shows. And then we see Della. Always very, very, very good to see her again. Mm-hmm. And we see that she's walking towards the plane hangar where Penny has been staying and rebuilding her ship, or a ship. This is not a Spear of Selene. It's a much larger, like, I'm gonna call it a space cruiser. I think it sounds like something from Star Wars. Star Cruiser, whatever. It's clearly much bigger. It's meant for many Moonlanders. Mm-hmm. And Penny's up top, screwing stuff in. She's building it, whatever. Yeah.
And Della, like, walks in, like, really loudly, like, hey, best friend, and that startles Penny, so she, like, hits her head on she's, like, working through a panel, and she just hits her head real bad.
Yeah, the first of, like, 3 times she'll be startled and hit her head.
It's a good thing she's wearing that helmet.
Yes.
But she also says, like, oh, like, when she sees Della go up the ladder, she's like, oh, like, hi, best friend.
Yeah, so we get this moment of, obviously we've seen how their relationship has progressed to the point where, that Penumbra is not afraid to call her her best friend, and be this friendly and casual with her. It's really nice. It's a nice progression of Penumbra from when we first saw her when she was actively trying to kill Della.
Oh, the old time. And Della does say, like, oh, like, this is just like the old times, you're building a ship in my backyard this time around. And she offers, like, to help Penumbra, which Penumbra accepts, like, oh, yeah, like, sure. And she, like, hands her, like, a wrench, I'm assuming.
I don't know. It's some sort of wrench thing. Yeah. She's helping her.
Yeah. Della asks her, like, you don't have to leave. Well, she tells her, you don't have to leave Earth. Like, you haven't really experienced anything here for you to decide to leave.
Because, like, there isn't a lot of Della in this episode, so I really like this moment we get where she's kind of in this kind of quiet, tentative way trying to get Penny to stay.
Yeah.
But Penumbra's like, no, I have gone out. She went out for Earth coffee,
which I think is a way better way to pronounce it.
Hey, best friend. Hello, best friend. Just like old times. Except it's you building the rocket in my backyard. Need a hand? Ah, yes. Thank you, Della. Penny, you don't have to leave. You haven't even experienced any of Earth yet. Not true. I went out for Earth coffee.
Yes. And, so we see that date that Launchpad asked her on way back on Moon Invasion. Uh-huh. And, not great is the best way to describe it.
It's just, like, we have this flashback, and Launchpad's just kind of sitting there, not really knowing what to say. Penumbra's trying out her coffee, but I don't think she liked it.
No, I think that's why she leaves.
Yeah.
Because she's not, like, looking at Launch. She's not even giving Launchpad any attention. She tries the coffee, and she's like, wow, this tastes like shit. And that's why she leaves.
Yeah. But to Launchpad, he asks her, like, oh, so do you get Darkwing Duck on the moon?
Yeah.
And she gets up, says, this is terrible, and then walks out.
Yes. So, not a whole lot of tact with Penny at all. So she just leaves, and so leaving Launchpad to think that it's him. Yeah. That's, like, the problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, Launchpad. And Della's dismay at the fact that Penny went on a date with Launchpad is the funniest thing.
She's like, Launchpad? Like, really? Like,
really?
Him of all people.
Her disdain for him is so funny.
It's hilarious. And, like, Penumbra is like, that was just more evidence that we do need this ship. Like, I need to focus on rebuilding the ship so we can leave. Like, there's nothing good on this Earth for me. For us, really.
Nothing else. Nothing else I need to experience. I can just leave.
Yeah.
And Della's like, well, maybe you're just maybe a little afraid of trying new things.
Yeah.
And Penny at first gets upset that she would even suggest that, but then it goes into thinking, oh, you're joking. Very funny, you're saying that I'm scared of anything.
Yeah, and Della's, oh yeah, I'm totally joking.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, and Penumbra's like, yeah, like, it's very funny, because I obviously, like, I'm not scared of anything. And that moment, she, once again, gets really startled. But this time, it's by Dewey.
Dewey, I love the yes.
I love the shot, yeah. It's just, like an aerial view of the cave.
Yeah, because they're like on the third level of these, like, platforms alongside the ship. Yeah, so you see the kids, Dewey and Webby, on the very bottom, on the ground. Mm-hmm. And it's cute.
It's just their big heads in all their glory.
Yeah. Because Dewey asks if they can go ride a death wheel at the pier or something.
Yeah, so he can be famous.
Yes.
And Della's like, yeah, no problem, sounds good, go ahead, honey.
Yes, sounds cool.
And she says, actually, why don't you take Penny along, like... Teach her a little bit about Earth's fun.
Yeah.
Webby is immediately really excited. Yeah.
Yes. See, she shoots her the grappling hook so she can be up on their level, and so we can have her having this whole conversation up on top, which is funny. Mm-hmm. And again, startles Penny, and we see like her hair under the helmet really briefly.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Love.
And Webby's like listing all the fun things they'll do. She's super excited. Penny's like, nope, I can't. I actually have a very important meeting with my fellow Moonlanders about our imminent departure, basically. and so smash cut.
Yeah.
To
basically Penny's reaction towards being told that no one wants to leave.
I have a very important meeting with my fellow Moonlanders to discuss our imminent departure. What do you mean you want to stay?
Oh, Penumbra, Earth is just wonderful.
Who would have thought failing to knock the Earth out of orbit would be the best thing that ever happened to us?
Or here,
nobody wants to leave.
Yeah, that Gibbous and Zenith don't want to leave.
Yes, yeah. And we see that they have very much acclimated to Earth culture.
Yeah.
I love it. Gibbous is in a 1980s like neon 80s, windbreaker.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah. That like Dana Scully, I think, wore on an episode of X-Files.
He also has a fanny pack, which we love.
Green fanny pack. And Zenith, they're married, right? Like, yeah, they're a couple at least. Right, Gibbous and Zenith, they're married. Space married, whatever.
We're not going to discuss marriage in Disney again. But
no. She calls him like honey or something.
Yeah, they're a couple.
Like earlier, so we'll say they're space married, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. She has like a tattoo choker. Yeah, those are really skinny ones. I really like her look. She has like a high pony.
It's cute
with a
scrunchie.
Oh my God, what are they called? Scrunchie.
Scrunchie.
I always call them like in Spanish. I never know what they're called in English. But yeah, I love their looks. It's very 90s, 80s.
It's great. And how could we ever forget their dog?
Yes.
They got the dog they wanted for so long.
Hell yeah.
And I'm so glad. It's this adorable Rottweiler.
Mm-hmm.
She's the cutest dog. I'm so glad that they gave them this dog. And we'll see this dog is wearing slap bracelets.
Yes.
We get, so the dog's name is Good Boy, which we get we get at the end of the scene. I'm going to bring it up now because I lose my mind over Good Boy.
I love that.
So good. This is one of my favorite things the show has ever done, and I can't explain why. I just love it so much.
It's very cute.
I know. I just love that they chose like a Rottweiler. It's just like a typically like aggressive, violent dog.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's their dog. I'm happy for them.
I know. I'm so happy for them. I mean, they got everything. They got their slap bracelets.
Yeah.
Everything is fun. I just really love their outfit.
They're really great.
Disney found them.
Oh, that'd be fun. When Disney is open and available and
safe.
And maybe once they've hired back the 28,000 employees they fired at random.
Yeah. Actually,
they legitimately fired more people than lived in my hometown. I'm not exaggerating.
Oh my god.
There were 26,000 people living in my hometown, and they fired 28,000.
Oh my god.
While keeping their CEOs at the same pay they had before the pandemic began.
Fuck off. That's...
Yeah. Yeah. Not gonna get further into that, but they're like semi-threatening the governor to like get them to reopen at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And Newsom's like not returning their calls.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's like, no!
No.
No!
Absolutely
I mean,
not.
Florida shouldn't have opened, but at least Walt Disney World Florida is a little more open. It's much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more like open air, outdoor stuff. Disneyland don't got that.
No.
Disneyland is
space
packed
anywhere
and crammed.
Trust
me,
on
normal days.
I've been at the yearly I was there when there was the most packed day of the year.
Yeah.
I know how bad it can get.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, you can't do social distancing there.
No, at all.
No. God.
I'm like, we've been stuck walking from one end of the park to the other during fireworks. It's hell.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Moms with strollers try to get into fights with each other.
Oh my god, nightmares. Jesus. Anyway, so when it's safe to go to Disneyland and it is not irresponsible of them to open, we will be there. Disney bounding as Zenith and Gibbeth.
Yeah. But yeah.
Anyway, they're telling Penumbra, rant over. They're telling Penumbra that they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
That they're very happy. They've acclimated to Earth society.
Mm-hmm.
And but Gibbous makes a unfortunate gaffe in mentioning a party of palaces that they went to.
Yeah.
That Penumbra was not invited to.
No, and we see, like, Zenith try to, like, tell him to cut it out.
Yeah.
But Gibbous is very much, like, just goes for it.
Yeah, he doesn't, he misses social cues, I guess. He puts another slap bracelet on Good Boy, and it makes me very happy.
So many slap bracelets.
So many slap bracelets. This dog is cooler than you and I will ever be.
Dude, you had a whole sack of like 100 slap bracelets.
I still have them.
You can achieve peak cool.
Oh, I can't. Fuck, where are they? I'll have to find them. Have I talked about my slap bracelet thing? Like why I have like 100 still?
Probably. I don't know. I mean,
I can mention it again real quick.
Yeah.
It's a fun story. I cosplayed, I think I was Garfield the Deals Warlock, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, from Adventure Zone. And I had, like, the mask and the hood and everything. And whenever someone would recognize me, I sewed into my cloak pockets in which I put, like, 100 slap bracelets. And every time someone recognized me, I would pull one out and hand it to them. And it was the most magical experience. And we were going up an escalators. We're going up an escalator, and someone was going down next to us, and they're like, Garfield, and I don't think I said anything.
No,
I just pulled out a slap bracelet and gave it to her, and the look of wonder on her face was great. It was phenomenal.
Down, yeah.
Yes, as they were going down, it was so great. It was a magical experience.
I loved it. I also took a bunch, because didn't you also have, like, beaded necklaces?
I did.
Because I had a bunch of them, because I was Mabel. And I was
That's
like,
right.
Mabel would wear, like, 1,000 of them. So I
Yes.
took a bunch
Yes.
of beaded necklaces.
I do want to cosplay that again. I think I just need a better Garfield mask, because I had one that I made myself.
Yeah.
I just need like a straight up Garfield mask.
Yeah. I mean...
To complete it. Anyway. Yeah, so Gibbous keeps talking about Palace's party. He pulls out, like, I guess, like a souvenir thing, from the party. It's a slinky. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think we skipped the part.
I think we did skip a part, and we skipped that, Gibbous has a job.
Yes, he has a job.
Whoops.
Because he's basically, like, saying that it's not just about having fun here on Earth. Like, he has a job with Flint Ferris Glom Wheel, the hero of Earth. He's very proud about how Glom Wheel told him that he single-handedly saved Earth from Lunaris and his terrible moon scum.
Yeah.
And Penny, like... yeah, Penny's like...
We're the moon scum. That's us. And I'm the one who beat Lunaris. Because I flew my fucking ship and, like, kamikazed into, like, the back of his Star Destroyer shit.
Yeah. And Gibbous is just like, oh, Penny, a man like Glom Wheel would never lie.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
And, I really loved Rob. It's Rob Paulson as Gibbous.
Yeah.
And he does obviously, Rob Paulson's an extremely talented voice actor, obviously. But, I like him as Gibbous. It's a very fun, very kind, but very oblivious.
Like infuriating. Yeah.
Yes, almost infuriatingly oblivious, his delivery. It's very fun. April Winchell is Zenith, who also voices Black Heron.
Yeah.
So.
That's fun. And we see, like, Penny, like, have to, like, take a breath to, like, compose herself, because she's like, I'm not gonna strangle Gibbous in a public setting.
Yes. I'm not gonna do that. And this is when Gibbous brings up the party.
Yeah.
And takes out the slinky.
Yeah, and that's because that's where they all, like, decided that they were not going. Because at first she thinks, then you two will stay and I'll just take everyone else.
But Penumbra, everyone else is having a wonderful time, too.
Why, just the other day at Palace's party,
Party?
Palace hosted a fantastic Earth party with yo-yos and festive springs and other Earth stuff. It was fantastic.
Why did no one tell me of this party?
Well, because...
You hate Earth fun.
I don't hate Earth fun. I just prefer Moon, fight, and destroy my enemies.
And we see these pictures of, like, Moonlanders hanging out. Palace has... Jesus Christ. She has like, can I speak to the manager haircut? Which is unfortunate.
No.
And I didn't even notice Gibbous is taking the selfie in the second one, because he's in the bottom of the picture. He's taking the selfie.
Oh, yeah.
That's him at the bottom. It's cute.
And we see Sam King.
Sam King's Moonlander Sona.
Love.
And yeah, so they're all, like... We see from these pictures that Penny is the only one still in her Moonlander, like, uniform.
Yeah.
The rest have all acclimated to Earth culture.
Mm-hmm. Some a couple decades behind, but...
Yes. They kind of, like, picked and choose what styles of clothing they liked.
Yeah.
Like that Gibbous and Zenith, they looked at the 1980s and they're like, yes, definitely.
Which, has all the neons. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's when she gets mad and she, like, smashes the slinky.
Yes. Because, they're saying, because Gibbous and Zenith, they're like, well, you don't like Earth fun, so we didn't think to invite you.
Yeah.
And well, she smashes the slinky, and Gibbous is like, oh, look at the time. That's an Earth expression for I want to leave now. I love it. So he learns what the expression is used for, but then he goes out and, like, says the meaning. It's great. So they leave.
Yeah, he takes Good Boy.
Good Boy. Good Boy. This is when we learn Good Boy's name.
Yeah.
So great.
And we do have a moment where poor, like, Zenith looks, like, embarrassed, kind of like,
yeah,
you know, and she tells Penny, like, Penny, we all want you to, like, have fun, to enjoy being on Earth, but if you're afraid, she starts to say, and then Penny, like, makes a face, and she's like, oh, you know, like, if you don't want to, you don't have to.
I mean, if you don't want to, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly suggesting that Penny's afraid of anything is not a good course to follow.
No.
Oh, look at the time, will you? That's an Earth expression for, I want to leave now. Let's go, good boy.
Penumbra, we all want nothing more than for you to experience the wonders of Earth ways with us. But we understand if you're afraid, if you don't want to.
Back at the mansion, Webby and Dewey are ready to head out to the Flint Ferris Glom Wheel when Penny breaks down the door, like breathing heavily. She ran all the way up to the mansion.
Sprinted.
Yes, and she said she's panting. She said that she must conquer Earth fun. Mm-hmm. So she's gonna join them.
Yeah, Webby's very excited.
Yeah, Dewey's still kind of alarmed, like, whoa, holy shit, what's happening? And so we go to Glom Gold Industries, where Gibbous is showing up for work.
Yeah.
His outfit
is fun.
It's great. It's not identical to Glom Gold, but it's near enough. Is he wearing a kilt or he's wearing pants? I don't remember. Pants, right?
He's wearing pants. He just doesn't have like the blazer jacket bit.
Yeah, and like his tie is like a tartan print instead of not like Glom Gold.
So one of my favorite jokes. So, dude, my notes get so confusing because it's GG for Glom Gold and G for Gibbous, so it's just
no.
So Glom Gold goes when he sees them, like, who is that handsome man? And Gibbous goes, he like points at a little photo and he's like, well, it's you, sir. And then we get the best gag, which is Glom Gold smiling the exact same way that his picture is. So it's like...
Yeah, dude, like the same pose and everything. And his picture is signed. He signed his own picture. He autographed it.
Which is like a reference to Simon Skinner's like little gag in Hot Fuzz, where it's like the same like smug smile, open the angle, a picture of him smiling the exact same way.
Lock me up.
I'm sorry?
I'm a slasher, and I must be stopped.
You're a what?
A slasher of prices. Just kidding. I'm Simon Skinner. I run the local supermarché. Drop in and see me sometime. My discounts are criminal. Catch me later!
My favorite fucking gag.
I love it.
Like, whoever doing the exact same pose expression as they are in the photo next to them.
Well, I don't know if you ever noticed on SpongeBob that one scene where Mrs. Puff enters her house and there's like a little photo of her entering the house, which has another little photo
on the wall behind her. Weird.
Classic.
But yeah, and is Glom Gold, is this racism?
It's at least a microaggression.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, yeah. Yeah, because he keeps calling Gibbous a Martian.
Yeah.
And Gibbous is like, actually, I'm from the moon. But Mars is nice, too.
Yeah.
Are there Martians?
I guess. Oh, no. Mm-hmm. Because Glomgold is like... he tells Gibbous that calling him the most handsome man is, like, the good answer. Yeah. And he's like, you're so much better than my last assistant, which was Elson. And he's like... he's like, you respect the genius of Earth's greatest hero, Martian. And that's when Gibbous is like, well, I'm not.
I'm from the moon.
Glom Wheel is just like...
It's a different celestial body.
Glom Wheel just gives him like a don't argue with me face. Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
I think what makes it more of, like, makes me sure that it's, like, a microaggression is the fact that he does know what a Moonlander is. Because he calls Penny that later.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's not just stupid.
He's just deliberate.
Deliberately?
Jeez.
Obtuse? I don't even know.
I don't know.
It's like I'm gonna keep this in. It's like, why did I just watch an alien experience a microaggression?
It reminds me of that bit in Doctor Who, I think, where they call the Doctor a Martian and he gets super outraged. Yeah. It's like, a Martian?
Boy, we see Glom Wheel on his desk. He has this like a macaroni art version of the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
And it's clearly like there is some sort of ulterior motive to it. He's laughing evilly. He's he's cackling to himself.
Can you believe I didn't notice all those hints until this last time that I watched it?
Really? He's cackling in the background.
Well,
right here.
The reveal took me by such surprise.
I think I was surprised, but also not. I'm like, he would.
No, it completely
really
for the first time.
You thought he was just making a fun little Ferris wheel just because?
Because he's weird like that.
Yes. Well, yeah, he's cackling in the background saying that, like, he's gonna give, like, Duckburg what it deserves or something while laughing evilly.
And I'm like, Gibbous being like...
Yeah, Gibbous is all like, oh, sir, you have, like you're such a true hero.
You're
like,
so giving, he tells him.
Yes. You're so giving. He's literally wiping away tears.
I guess was me in this episode.
You're the Gibbous of the episode. I'm sorry.
Dude, no, yeah, that reveal completely took me out.
And now, I'm finally gonna give this town what it really needs.
Sir, you are just so giving.
I'm glad that Glom Gold's schemes can still carry some wonder for you.
Because, like, that was the thing. Watching it the last 2 times, I always watch it 2 times before we record, I was like, oh, there was foreshadowing. I was just so enthralled by Penny.
Wow, there's literally him laughing in the background and, like, rubbing his hands together evilly.
It's just Glom Gold being a little fly cockroach man. Oh, I could fall for his traps. And
you would! Wow. This is like all he is, and you would still fall for it.
My internship at Glom Gold Industries isn't gonna go well.
This just made me think because, I've been rewatching original DuckTales, and that Glom Gold is just, for me, just a really boring villain. Like, I think I really like the Beagle Boys more in comparison. Like, specifically Ma Beagle I like more than Glom Gold, because in that one, like, he and Scrooge are just straight up competing to be the richest. And it'll be, like, and that'll just be it. Like, Glom Gold is just scheming against Scrooge, but in very business-minded ways.
Oh? Why, I've got more money-making ability in my pinky than you have in your whole soggy body.
That's not true. The day I canna run golden rings around you, I'll eat your stupid hat.
Why don't you put your money where your beak is? I triple dare ya!
Like, he's not fun or interesting, really. I mean, for his comic book versions and his origin in the comics, I can't say much to that. Having mostly just seen him before in 1987 DuckTales. And he's not very compelling or funny. He's just an eviler Scrooge.
Yeah.
He doesn't have he straight up just looks like Scrooge, but he doesn't have, like, the nephews or, like, the family to keep him good.
Yeah.
So he's just, like, an eviler Scrooge, and their battles are always, like, who has the most money at the end of the day, but it's, like, that times 20 because it keeps happening
all the time.
Yeah, it gets stagnant pretty fast. Mm-hmm. How I guess boring is the best way to describe Glom Gold. Sorry to anyone who loves Glom Gold in 1987. But he doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, I don't remember any lines that he says.
No, I just remember him, like, throwing dynamite at kids a bunch of times.
That's all I remember, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even really lean too much into, like, his more violent, more, his inclination towards violence. They don't even lean much towards that. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't do enough with him. Mm-hmm. So I like here, this Glom Gold is just batshit.
Yeah.
And, like, even it, like, he still managed to surprise you. Like, he still surprised you, which is great. And never forget, the Duke Baloney episode.
Dude. I think that's the episode I rewatched the most.
Yeah, still one of my favorite, definitely top 10 episodes of all DuckTales. It's just so interesting. The way they go about it is so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was my Glom Gold rant.
Sorry, I was also thinking about how I heard the word glom in my toxicology class the other day, and my first was like, Glom Gold.
Glom Gold.
That scene where it's like, oh no, it's glomming on me. I'm like, cool.
Yeah. Just think fondly, Glom Gold.
To a mildly horrifying scene.
Yes.
Glom Gold.
This gold is glomming onto me!
But the scene ends with him telling Gibbous that he has to make sure that Gibbous has to make sure that nothing goes wrong today, because today's the day they're unveiling the Flint Ferris Glom Wheel.
And so we cut to the limo because Launchpad is giving Dewey, Webby, and Penumbra a ride to the pier.
Launchpad looks worried. He looks a bit worried, but we go first to Webby and Penny, and Webby's trying to convince her to stick her head basically out of the sunroof thing, and to let her hair,
let loose,
loosen the wind and all that.
And Penny is like, no, she doesn't want it. She's like, I'm vulnerable up here without my helmet. Like, it could be an attack.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, Webby's like, no, just, like, let it out, try shouting, and she, like, screams, like, for fun, and then Penny screams, but more like a war cry.
Yeah. She basically, dares the universe to attack her, like, unprotected head.
Yeah.
And then she swallows a fly and starts choking on it.
Which, I mean, to be fair, the helmet wouldn't have saved her from that.
No, it wouldn't have. You'd still be swallowing a fly.
Oh, no. Webby's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
So we go back inside with Launchpad and Dewey, who's riding, like, shotgun, I guess.
Yeah.
And Dewey's, like, telling Launchpad that he's been practicing his new look for the news because he wants to look traumatized, but not so traumatized that he can't do, like, a bunch of interviews.
Yes. Launchpad's paying less attention to the road than usual. Because he's looking back at Penny, so he looks worried, and Dewey gets his attention right as like he's about a car is about to hit them.
Yeah,
because it's probably they're red, and he has to swerve and it's
the whole thing.
Typical Launchpad.
Also, Launchpad isn't looking back and concerned because Penny's choking on a fly, but
no.
we see her little her legs struggling and kicking. Launchpad's worried, and he asks Dewey if he can, ask him a question, a best friend question, because he explains to Dewey that when him and Penny got coffee, it was just really, really bad date.
It was terrible. He's like, we should never date. But now Launchpad doesn't know how to act around her.
Mm-hmm. He's like, should I ignore her? Is that mean? Do I have to be mean to her?
Yeah.
He's, having a crisis.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to be her arch nemesis.
Yes. I guess, Launchpad, because we know he's dated a lot.
Yeah.
I guess he's never had a first date end so terribly.
Yeah, probably not.
Which, I mean, fair. Like, she
look at him.
Yeah, you just look at him. He's hot. But I think more like because Penny obviously doesn't really have social graces, so she just walks off, and her last words make it seem like she's talking about the date being terrible. And so he's like, oh shit, like that ended horribly. What do I do now?
And he's trying to get advice from Dewey, who's like, dude, I don't know, like...
I'm 11!
I'm 11! And look, Penny's really hard to read, you know?
Yeah. And he does give good advice. He's like, why don't you just talk to her?
Yeah. So we briefly cut to, Penny, who's finally free of the fly.
Yeah, she spits it out, only for a really fat pigeon to, like, slam into her face.
And she, like, manages to, like, she puts her helmet back on with one hand, and then just holds the pigeon as Webby's now on the floor, the limo floor, and she's just, like, holding it, still riding, screaming about how the universe isn't gonna get her, basically.
Yeah. And we see all these pedestrians on the road seeing her on the roof of this limo yelling, and everyone just watching her go by like, what the hell was that?
So yeah, we see Dewey...
God Launchpad.
Yeah, Dewey clutching the seatbelt.
And, this is when Dewey gives his advice to Launchpad, just talk to her.
Yeah.
And so, Launchpad takes this advice a little too much to heart, because he unbuckles his seatbelt while driving and climbs out of the window. Like, half out of the window so he can talk to Penny on the roof.
And she's just, like, looking at him still. I think she, like, throws a pigeon at this point.
Yeah.
And, like, she doesn't even respond. She's like, what?
No, she's like, confused.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Penumbra, should I drive slower? Or would you rather one of the kids drive? Oh, geez, you're right. I should just leave. I'm sorry.
We've lost the pilot!
LP, you definitely should have just kept driving the limo.
And so Launchpad is like, oh, you're right, I should just leave. And he fucking dips. He just falls back into some bushes.
It's one of the funniest scenes of the episode, where he just lets go, and as the car turns, and he just flies out into some bushes. It's so funny. And Penumbra goes to the kids like, we lost the pilot. Like, she doesn't know what the hell he was talking about, but he's gone.
But I do love that Launchpad immediately realizes his mistake. He's like, oh no, like, LP, you should have really stayed inside the car.
Yeah, you should have just kept driving. I really liked that. I really liked, this more self-aware. This is one of the most self-aware he's ever been. And it's so funny. It's so funny. But I really like Launchpad. Like showing Launchpad being insecure, being unsure how to proceed with this. What he thinks is a very awkward situation.
Because he, like, specifically, like, he doesn't want to make her uncomfortable.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, it's not her choice that he has to drive the car, so he's like, if you need me to leave, I'll leave. But it's like, dude, you're driving the car.
You're driving not while you're actively driving the car. Yeah, and like, I like it because he gets too much in his head without choosing the right time to ask her how she feels. Yeah, I love that immediately he's regret. He's like, I definitely should have kept driving the car.
Oh, no.
So the car is barreling down the road with no driver.
No, and we see that Dewey's trying to get to the wheel, but he's seat buckled in, so he just can't.
He just can't. Can't undo the seatbelt while the car is going.
And so Webby goes up to the roof, and Penny's just full standing on the roof at this point.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, Webby tells Penny, we need to stop the car. We need to stop the limo. And instead of just going for the brakes, Penny jumps off of the roof and in front of the limo to like stop it by force. Which was a bad idea.
Yeah, because she declares that she's gonna slay the beast, this metal monstrosity. Yeah. And yeah, like, Webby has to take action. She, like, goes in and, you know, hits the brakes, like, right on time.
Webby has to actively jump over the seats and hit the brakes herself, this little kid.
And she, like, hits the brake, everything stops, but not before... They're basically, like, at a dock.
Yeah.
And Penny flips into, like, a pile of fish.
Yeah.
But... Jeez.
So we see we're at the pier.
Yeah.
And there's a banner advertising the Glom Wheel, the grand opening. There's Glom gold balloons.
Mm-hmm.
I love this insane man can just do these things. Because money.
Yes, money, and they let him.
Money.
I would be a great DuckTales villain if I had money.
I mean, that's all you need. You just need money. And you can just do insane shit. I love all these background characters. We got some new ones here.
Same. Because we get, like a view of, like, the stalls and a very kind of familiar-looking one. It's Hamburger Hippo.
Hamburger Hippo from Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Which we'll get back to soon.
We also see, did you notice her? Lesbian Dewey Duck?
Yes, Lesbian Dewey Duck! We see her, like, right in the opening, one of the opening shots of, like, the pier scenes. Don't know what's up with her, but there she is. just looks Dewey's hairstyle and the same shirt combo.
Yeah, just like some winged eyeliner, the little girl eyes, I guess. And that's it.
Yep. We see it's Glomgold and Gibbous at the pier, and Glomgold showing him the Flint. Wait, fuck, what's it called again? Wait.
Oh no.
Oh no, did I forget what it's called already? Flint Ferris Glom Wheel?
Flint Ferris Glom Wheel, I think.
Flint.
Hold up.
Whatever. It's so convoluted.
Flint Ferris Glom Wheel.
Okay, I think that's right.
Yes.
I don't know if Glomgold just looks especially short this episode, or Gibbous is, like, actually tall.
¿Por qué no los dos?
But so he's showing Gibbous the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
And Gibbous is at first, like, looking the wrong way, so Glomgold, like, physically turns him.
And he's like, oh, my craters. And we get, like, these shots of, like, this rickety-ass, nasty...
This shit, it's, like, falling apart in front of them.
Oh, yeah. But it's delightful.
This giant neon Ferris wheel has Glomgold's, like, giant-ass head right in the middle of it. Like, 20 feet tall. How tall is this Ferris wheel? Like, 100 feet?
Probably. How tall is the one at Disneyland?
Oh, fuck knows.
Real big.
Should I look it up?
Yeah.
What's it even called?
I don't know.
How tall is California Adventure Ferris Wheel? I spelled Ferris wheel wrong. Pixar Pal-Around, formerly known as the Sun Wheel and Mickey's Fun Wheel, is a 150... I
hate all of those names.
They're all terrible. I think Pixar Pal-Around is the worst.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Mickey's face is still on it. It's 150 foot tall.
Oh, yeah.
It's called an eccentric wheel. The fuck does that mean?
Is it because it, like, does that... Is it because the gondolas do things?
Yeah, the gondolas sway. Maybe that's why. I've been on that once. That was the scariest 10 minutes of my life. I did not know they swayed.
Oh no. We always say we're gonna go. I still have never gone on it. I think I'm more scared of that than I am of the Incredicoaster, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, because Incredicoaster, you're going up and you're going high and stuff, but it's fast.
Yeah.
You know, like, you have to stare out at the 150-foot drop that I now know.
Oh no, this is a bad
no.
idea.
We'll never go on it now.
No, for sure. But at least it's not like those, like, cheap ones, or, like, at least... Well, I've only seen them in Mexico, where, like, it's a tiny little cage, and they, like, actively spin.
Oh my god, there's no safety precautions. No. There's no safety, nothing.
No.
It's, like, right at your own risk. If you die, it's on you.
Yeah, pay us $10, and if you die, you die. Jeez. I mean, it's probably the same safety that this has.
Oh, completely. Oh, yeah. Completely. Because this dude, who is this dude? He walks up to Glomgold, like, hey, what do we do with all these extra pieces? And Glomgold says, my favorite line of the episode, throw them in one of the Glomdelas.
I love that.
I wrote down Glomdelas in all caps in my notes so that I remembered.
Glomdelas. That's all I'll call them from now on. Do you mean gondolas? Glomdelas.
Glomdelas.
Oh my
it's
god.
So good. But Gibbous, yes, don't we need those parts?
Yeah.
So that the ride is safe.
And Glomdelas is just like laughing, like safety, like right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Better call the safety inspector, and he laughs. And he does the air quotes.
Yeah, he does air quotes. And Gibbous is like, oh, I'll definitely do that then. And Glomgold is like, he's like still like thinks they're joking, basically. He's like, oh, that's why I love you, Martian. You know. And then he like yells at someone because they're taking down spikes somewhere on this ride.
Spikes that are meant to be there.
Yeah.
And so Gibbous, we didn't mention Gibbous' smartphone.
Oh yeah,
his smartphone that he pulls out, and he calls a safety inspector.
Yeah.
Sir, this truly is a marvel. But are all these parts not necessary for safety?
Safety, right? I guess you better call the safety inspector.
Yes, I shall definitely call the safety inspector.
That's why I love you, Martian. Hey, don't take that down! It's supposed to have spikes!
Hello, safety inspector, ha 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 ha!
And we see that Penny, Webby, and Dewey have all arrived at the pier.
Mm-hmm.
Dewey, I think what he wants to get in line.
Yeah, because he won't be Timmy Jenkins out of his moment of fame. And we see that Penny's still, like, taking some fish out from, like, her hair, her helmet.
Under her helmet. And so Webby begins trying to introduce Penny to Earth Fun.
Yeah.
And it does not get off to a great start.
No. She's like, oh, like, your first thing is, like, this, and it's like, I don't know what the specific name they have, but it's like a human robot kind of.
Yeah, it's
like
the
street performer.
the street performers who like are in all makeup, all costume.
Yeah.
And this one is like a robot, I think.
Yeah. And she judges him. He's like, oh, this statue's poorly made, and she like pokes at his eye, and he's like,
yeah,
it's made of flesh. Yeah. Which, dude, imagine like
you're on this alien planet and it's like, whoa, what the what? Because Penny hasn't been getting out. She doesn't know what this is. Webby also doesn't explain.
No.
I'm like, Webby, please explain first. Like, because Webby realizes why it was a bad idea to start with this. Because she gives the performer $1 or some amount of money. And he starts to move. Yeah. And Penny, being a bit of a jumpy, like, what does Webby call her? Like,
she calls him a bloodthirsty alien soldier.
Yes.
She, like, Penny flips this man onto, like, the bay, like...
Yeah, she throws him over the railing.
Oh, no. He's gonna do all that paint again.
I know, this poor guy, no!
And yeah, like, Penny's like, oh, you're right, I should have, like, startled her. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's on me.
It's on me. That's on me. So she takes Penny by the hand and leads her away, while the whole, like, the audience, the crowd is like, oh, what... Like, looking at her in fear. Yeah. She just flipped a man. Not even flipped him, she actively threw him several feet into the bay.
So it's just like being at Hollywood Boulevard and watching the people in costumes fight each other.
Yeah, just with an added... The ocean right there.
Yeah.
So we get just like this like montage. They try to get Penny to try on shirts. There's a Glom Shirts Inc. Stand.
Yeah.
Selling shirts with Glomgold's face. The vendor looks terrified of her as she walks up.
And she does try one on, but she like flexes and just shreds the thing.
She's too buff.
I love that.
It's great. So she shreds this shirt, and then they go to the what is this called?
I googled it. It's nice. They're called strongman games.
Nice.
Or the high striker.
Very nice. But Penny's just so fucking strong. She breaks the thing. And the thing that goes to hit the bell flies off. Because she hits it so hard and it hits her in the face.
Yeah. And at that moment she like startles and she like throws like the hammer part off and she like goes to tackle the machine and then she just gets the hammer to the head and it's a knockout.
And then Webby takes her to the Penny Arcade.
I love it.
It's because there's no dialogue, and so you just have Webby gesturing Penny Arcade. Penny!
Penny Arcade, and Penny's like, what?
Yeah. I don't know what this is.
So they go in and they do like one of those like arm wrestling challenges, and she wrecks that machine.
Yeah, she rips the arm off, and as Launchpad finally rejoins them. He has branches, he has like twigs and stuff sticking out of his hair.
Launchpad's like, I don't know where the limo is, but I'll deal with that later.
Yeah. Because he backs away, because he's, like we said, he's not sure how he should behave around Penny.
Mm-hmm.
So he backs away, and then we see one of those like water shooting games. We have to shoot at the thing, and it fills up with water, and first one gets a prize.
Those are my favorite.
Those are fun.
And so, I don't know, Webby, maybe you should give her the instructions, because she just
Webby needs to slow things down and just explain them to Penny, because this is an extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
And everything here is alien to her, literally.
Yeah. Because she, like, Webby nods, and Penumbra bolts and rips, like, it's like a clown head, she, like, rips it off, and in doing so, she, like, shoves this little boy, like,
yeah, she shoves this kid to the ground. And we see the point where he is in tears, and Webby is consoling him.
And we just got this shot of, like, Webby consoling this kid. Like, the poor, like, a game manager or whatever, just staring at this alien lady holding his, like, clown head.
Yeah, this big decapitated clown head.
And she just puts it back. And, like,
God. What do you, so, your favorite carnival games are the shooting the water thing?
I think so, because once you get it, you just don't have to move.
Yeah, once you manage to hit the target.
And I'm just a terrible shot, so I'm not good at the balloon game.
I'm, like, the way through the darts?
Yeah.
I'm really good at that one.
Okay.
I literally always win a prize whenever I do that. It's so fun. I remember, I went to one of those out of nowhere carnivals in Mexico.
Yeah.
It was those little ones that just pop out of nowhere. And they had that. They had the thing. And the guy even gave me, like, an extra dart to use. Because I'm like, oh, I'm a little girl. I can't do shit. And the prizes were those the piggy banks. Ooh. You know, like of the characters. And they had a Scooby-Doo one, the Mystery Machine, that I really wanted. Ooh. And so I think I had, like... I think he was supposed to give me maybe 4, and he gave me 5 darts. I hit every single balloon with a dart. And I'm like, all right, give me the Mystery Machine. And he's like, I can't give you that one. That one's not a prize. Oh, no. And it was on display. I'm like, dude. No. I got every single one of your fucking darts. Yeah. I had to get a fucking Lightning McQueen one. That was my consolation prize. I wanted that Mystery Machine so bad.
I would have just thrown a fit.
I mean, I wasn't that young. I was like 16 maybe. Okay. But I'm a short ass, and who knows how old he thought I was.
Like, dude, I'll fucking punch you. Give me the Mystery Machine.
Mystery Machine. I think my dad wanted to argue it, but I'm like, all right, no. Just give me the fucking Lightning McQueen. Give me the fucking Lightning McQueen.
If his dad would have gone at it, he would have gotten that Mystery Machine.
He would have. He conned his way into getting us. What was it? What seats did he?
Was it like business class? Like,
I think so.
Yeah.
From economy to business. Yeah. Like, he conned his way into getting us better seats on our flight to Iceland by just haranguing the poor front desk people.
I just remember the moment I caught on to his plan.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Before I did, because I just hate whenever he bugs anyone in customer service.
Yeah.
But you got it.
Oh, because I think he was like, oh no, we got these seats, and then
he was insisting that we had business class.
Yeah.
When we did not.
No.
What the hell is wrong with him?
Hey, he saw an opportunity.
He did. God.
But yeah, no, dude, my brother once, he says that, at Knott's, because they also have Luke's Carnival games at Knott's. This is just the Knott's in Disneyland episode.
I know.
He did those, basketball games, the shooting games.
Yeah.
And apparently he got banned from playing because people, from his class would just come up to him and be like, hey, can you shoot and win a prize?
God, yeah.
So I think at one point he's like, I did, 6 or 7, toys, and he's like, you can't play anymore.
That's lame. Yeah. I'm not gonna be here, every single day. Let me just... Who cares?
Actually, we still have it. It's it was giant, Bart Simpson and Homer, so we still have it.
That's great. They have to print out a picture of him.
Don't let this boy.
This man is not allowed to play.
Just let him.
Just let him. Who cares?
But yeah.
Anyway, Launchpad. He tries to gets popcorn for him and Penny, and then the insecurity sets in immediately when Penny, who probably does not know what popcorn is, looks down at it
what?
I don't know.
Yeah, and so he tucks one behind his back, but he drops it, and then she still doesn't know what the one in his hand is. So then he switches and just gives her the box.
The empty box. He stuffs the other one in his mouth and then jumps over the railing into the pier.
Which is fair. That's how I deal with rejection.
Not even rejection, just she doesn't understand.
Yeah.
And instead of asking or clarifying, he just bolts. And this happens there is no pause between these events. He swan dives over the railing.
And yeah, she's just staring at this empty box.
Yeah, what was that? What is this? Oh, it's great.
I relate. Sometimes you just gotta jump off a pier instead of asking a clarification.
Clarifying question. And then,
I love this. So, we get to this clip of ducks, and, the kids are feeding popcorn to the ducks.
Yes.
And it's just, like, a clip of Penny staring at these ducks.
Yeah.
Staring at the little duck standing next to her.
Yes.
And then just going back and forth in just,
this confusion verging on, like, horror, kinda.
Which is fair.
So, like, what's the difference? What?
It's me! It's the question I always ask. What's the difference? Why do these ducks get to be people?
Yes. And obviously, I mean, Dewey and Webby don't question it, because this is their reality, it's how this works. There's the sentient anthropomorphic ducks, and then there's the animal livestock ducks.
Yeah.
Like, they don't question it. But, I mean, Penumbra, who is an alien, sees this, and it's like, you are the same thing. And then her horror is compounded by then Dewey eating a piece of popcorn, too.
She's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god. I don't think you should feed popcorn to ducks, right?
No, you shouldn't. Oh,
right now, it's like bread. Don't feed ducks bread.
No.
Like, maybe lettuce and like peas and like vegetable things are okay if you want to feed ducks. You probably shouldn't feed ducks at all.
No.
But if you want to real bad, like frozen peas.
Yeah.
Like,
also, you probably get chased. Actually, it's geese who are just jerks.
Yes, geese chase you. I was chased by a goose.
Oh no.
When I was really little.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is the funniest scene maybe in all of DuckTales.
It's just funny. Like, yeah, Penny's asking the real question.
Yes, entirely.
Like, it's like they're the exact same type of duck.
Yes.
It's not like, just these little boy ducks, little boy girl duck.
It's really funny. And then Webby and Penumbra go to these what are these fucking called? The tourist
coin-operated binoculars.
Thanks. Don't know.
That's what Dad told me. Yeah.
And so they look through them, and Penny at first we see Gibbous, we see the money bin, we see Gibbous and Glomgold, and then she points the binoculars up at the moon.
Yeah. And like, this is kind of like where the tone shifts a bit, because she just sees the moon, she kind of gets like upset, and then she like flips the machine and it like falls into the ocean.
Yeah. Like Penumbra's homesickness, and then her getting upset about feeling homesick.
Mm-hmm.
And then Webby suggests rollerblading, roller skates.
I never know the difference, but yeah.
Who knows? I think maybe who knows? Whatever.
Yeah.
And Penumbra doesn't know what the fuck these are, so she's never worn them before, so she can't balance on them.
She's just like holding to like the rail really hard, and then Dewey just like smoothly goes by.
As my sister got, I'm okay at roller skates, like the two, like the pairs of two.
Yeah,
I'm okay. Like I can do it without falling, and I don't need the wall or anything. But my sister will like be speeding by, and I'm like, oh fuck you. This is my younger sister, so I'm like, oh, all right, okay. Whatever.
I don't have the balance. Anna has seen me walk. I trip constantly. I don't fall.
Nothing.
But yeah, I'll just trip all the time. We'll just have a conversation and I'm like, oh, almost fell. Shit. The one time I went ice skating, I just completely like fucked up my ribs because I just kept falling against the railing.
God.
It's bad. Penny's not having a good time.
No, and Webby's trying to encourage her, like holding out her hands, probably to help her, because, I mean, Webby's strong.
Yeah.
And telling her, there's nothing to be afraid of. And that, again, sets Penny off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she gets defensive.
Mm-hmm. And she, like, flails in her anger and trips over her own foot and falls into the ocean.
Yeah. Launchpad is still there.
And it kills me. Because she's just, like, there with him now, and Launchpad goes, oh, I didn't know you were coming out here too. And he just, like, swims away from her.
He just swims away. He's like, oh, yeah, oh, my bad. It's so funny.
He's just there in, like, full pilot leather jacket.
Yeah, he's just been in the water for who knows how long. And then we see, Webby and Penny are sitting at Hamburger Hippo. Mm-hmm. And I love this. I mean, so Hamburger Hippo is from Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
It was Launchpad's favorite fast food place. Mm-hmm. And they've designed it exactly the same. It's like the open mouth of a hippo, mm-hmm. and the seats are like the teeth.
Yeah, I love
it's great.
That.
It looks really great.
And Penny's just sitting, like, trying to take her skates off. And she's like, fuck the person that put wheels on shoes.
Yeah. And Webby and Dewey are sitting kind of on the other side. Mm-hmm. And Webby's, saying, like, nothing is working. Nothing we're doing is getting through to Penny. And Dewey at first is kind of sympathetic and trying to break it to Webby that maybe nothing will work.
Yeah.
But then he gets distracted by the fact that a line is forming for the Flint Ferris Glom Wheel, and Timmy Jenkins is already in line. So he's got to get over there.
Yeah, and I love that. I feel like Dewey's having, like, a mature moment.
Yeah.
He's like, we've all been trying to help her. Fuck that, I'm gonna do my thing now.
He's like, hold that thought.
And he just bolts. And, like, Penny goes up to Webby at this point with her skates in her hand, like, okay, this has been enlightening. It just proves that there's nothing here for me, so I'm gonna go back to the hangar. And Webby tells her to, like, not give up. Penny's like, I'm not giving up, though. Like, I've learned that I was right, and that all the other Moonlanders are wrong, and it sucks, and I'm just gonna go now. I love Webby because she, like, just kind of speaks to Penumbra, which, I mean, she should have been explaining things to her maybe the whole time.
Probably.
But she tells her, like, I know that change is hard. And Penumbra gets very defensive. Like, she's like, I don't need to change, Like, I was perfect when I was on the moon. I was this protector of my people, and I can't do that here anymore. I can't protect them. I can't be a protector.
Because her people don't need that.
Yeah.
They don't need her. Yeah, like I said, like the skills she had on the moon. Mm-hmm. They aren't what her people need here now.
No.
They've moved. They've not moved on, but they've changed.
Yeah.
Like on Earth, they've become different.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like we saw this before. Her like, what's my identity if I am no longer needed to protect them?
Yes.
Because being a warrior, it's so important to her.
Like, we saw her insecurities, like, when Della was on the moon. Like, it was a whole reason for joining Lunaris, for supporting him for so long. Yeah. Because he preyed on her insecurities and her worries for safety for people.
Yeah.
For most of my life, I stayed in the mansion and studied. I was Webby, expert on all things McDuck. But then I left, got out into the world, and the world was big. I didn't really fit in or even know where to start. Sometimes I wished I could go back to the mansion where I knew exactly who I was. But the guys, my family, showed me new and amazing and wonderful things. I'm still Mansion Webby, but I'm also World Explorer Webby and Best Friend Webby. You will always be Moon Penumbra. And if you give it a chance, I bet you could also be a pretty great Earth Penumbra.
And we have this nice scene because, I don't know, we have been liking some Webby content, like some deep Webby content.
Yeah.
And I really like that she tells Penny, like, for most of her life, she stayed in the mansion and just studied. Mm-hmm. She was just this expert on, the McDuck family. And one day she got to leave. She got to leave into this world to be outside, to, like, see new things, to live a new life. Mm-hmm. And she's like, the mansion is still there. I'm still Mansion Webby, but I'm also, like, this Explorer Webby. Best Friend Webby. And she tells Penumbra that she could be the same. Like, Moon Penumbra will always exist, but it's time for there to be an Earth Penny, and that Earth Penny can also be a great person, you know?
Yeah.
It's a very good moment. I'm like,
yeah, it was really
Webby.
great. I think, yeah, like, Webby was, I think, definitely, yeah, I mean, the best person to get through to Penumbra.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really nice the way she did it. And learning a bit more about Webby, it's always nice.
Yeah, like her inner emotions, I guess.
Yeah, because she's so unfailingly optimistic that, like, seeing how she actually feels. I think the closest we got this season is definitely the mermaid episode. What's it called? The secret harp, the harp of Nirvana, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and confronting, you know, the fact that Beakley is lying to her and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it's definitely nice here to see, like I said, seeing her getting through to Penny.
Mm-hmm.
And at this moment, the hamburger hippo server brings them a hamburger.
Which is a nice detail, because, you know, Webby and hamburgers are symbolic.
Yes. Symbolic of freedom. And embarking on a new life.
I love that.
Yes. And so Penny tries it, and she likes it. She eats it real quick.
Yeah. And she says that it's, you know, no cooked moon scorpion, but it's pretty good.
And she asks if she can have another.
Yeah.
And we get this, like, this time lapse that I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Of, like, so the sun sets and we see all the lights of the city and, like, the pier, like, turning on. It's fun.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I love that. And we see that Penny has eaten a couple of hamburgers.
Yes, because she's been on a hunger strike.
It's the whole time.
For months.
Yeah.
It's been months since she's eaten.
Jesus Christ.
She's wild.
Oh, no.
So she ate, like, 5 hamburgers?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I love her. She calls Webby Small Della again.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, you know, like, she's, like, appreciative of the food, so Webby tells her, like, oh, if you liked hamburgers, you're gonna love this. And it's, like a really tall sundae.
It's a goofy goober sundae.
Yes, dude, I want one of those so bad. My whole life.
We'll never get it.
No. I watched Binging with Babish make one. It looks hard.
Oh.
Because it's like the bananas. It's hard to,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, how do you get them in there? I don't know.
You have to put, like, a bunch of toothpicks.
Oh, God. Yeah. How do you even eat that, then? Eat too many toothpicks.
She gives her this sundae, and, like, Penny goes to town.
Yeah, and then you know what's gonna happen next. Because Webby starts to try to warn her, like, oh, maybe slow down a little. But she doesn't. She doesn't, she doesn't hear, and then Webby doesn't insist, and Penny gets a brain freeze.
Which, like, it sucks, because the moment she gets it, before she was saying, like, oh, Earth isn't so bad, and then, like, her head is, like, hurting, and she's freaking out.
Oh, Penny was just hangry. That's why she was so upset. She hadn't eaten in months.
I mean, fair. I would be so fucking hangry. Could not deal with me as a person.
Oh God, when I'm hungry, I am the worst person on earth.
If Anne and I ever fight, it's because we were both hangry and we just went at it. But no.
But, so Penny doesn't know what brain freeze is, and so she's feeling it now. And she thinks that she's under attack, basically. She thinks the ice cream is, like, attacking her.
Mm-hmm. And I think what gets her more is the fact that, like, Webby's trying to explain what it is. She's like, oh, it's just brain freeze, it's fine. And, like, I don't know, this upset me. Like, what Penny goes, you knew this would happen? And, like the betrayal.
Yeah. Of the brain freeze.
Which, I don't know, I don't really get brain freeze.
You don't?
No.
Oh my god.
My brother says I don't have a brain. But maybe it's because I have, like, really sensitive teeth, so I'm never, like, eating ice cream fast.
Yeah, you're never eating it fast enough to, like, trigger brain freeze. I've had brain freeze many a time. It's not fun.
The, like, couple of times I've had it, I'm just like, what the fuck? Human body, why?
What even... I'm not gonna look it up, but I wonder what the science of brain freeze is.
I don't know.
Like, why does that happen?
It's real dumb, that's what...
Because it's your body being like, hey, dumbass, stop eating ice.
Probably.
Like some caveman, like, response, like, hey, stupid ass,
stop eating
ice will kill you.
Oh, now for me it's this, hey, dumbass, ice hurts your teeth. You're in pain now. Oh, no. So she, like, full-blown has, like, just is, like, throwing punches and is just not having
she
fun.
throws, like, all the ice cream and the plates to the floor. She's having this, like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Freak out.
Yeah. And meanwhile, off to the side is the grand opening, the unveiling of the Flint Ferris Glom Wheel. I like saying it. And Glomgold has Timmy Jenkins, like, cutting the ribbon or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you look, the kid I traumatized last time. He's back for round 2.
Yeah, what the fuck? How you even described him?
I don't think we have. It's our bad.
Yeah.
He's this little pig kid.
Yeah, with big old glasses.
Yeah,
he looks outfit.
Timmy Jenkins. It's him.
He looks like Griffin McElroy if he were like a little pig boy.
Just slap some glasses on a cartoon character and there's Griffin McElroy.
It's also the striped shirt for me.
Yeah, the striped shirt does it.
Yeah. He looks very kind.
Yeah, he's very cheerful. He waves at the crowd. Do we booze?
That's one of my favorite tropes, where everyone's cheering and you just hear one boo.
One solitary boo.
And before, they can really, admit people into this mess, Gibbons shows up with the safety inspector, and she is, like, no nonsense tough, like, you can tell. She's immediately like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, what is this monstrosity? Mm-hmm. This is not safe for anybody to look at, much less ride on.
And yeah, Glombold is like, Martian, you weren't actually supposed to call the safety inspector. That was just, that's why I used air quotes, he says. And Gibbons is like, oh, I thought those were just, like, funny, like, bunny fingers, which,
like,
I mean, yeah, but...
Yeah.
No.
No.
He goes, yay, Earth Fun, and I love Glomgold goes, no, yay, Earth Fun.
And, I guess, I didn't know safety inspectors had goons, but she has goons.
Yeah. This is a big job.
Yeah. I mean, if they're being called to something Glomgold is making, and they're like, alright, we're gonna need backup.
He's gonna make a run for it.
Yeah.
The inspector is just straight up to Glomgold, like, sir, like, this is a hazard to public safety, like, we're gonna have to come in, and that's when the goons show up, and Glomgold is immediately like, no, like, you can't, Dude, I still didn't catch on at this point.
Jesus. And he's like, he's like, you can't. And then we see Penumbra's freak out is ongoing. She is now throwing the seats from Hamburger Hippo.
Oh no.
And yelling. Mm-hmm. And
that she hates Earth.
So she hates Earth. And Glomgold's like, that Moonlander, she's plotting against me.
Yeah, she's mad that I defeated the moon, so she, like, sabotaged this great Ferris wheel for revenge, and he's like, get her, and like they do go after Penny.
Yeah, they go after her, and I'm like, come on, y'all. You know Glomgold is nuts.
Why do you trust?
Why does anyone trust him? Look at him.
I mean, then again, who am I to say I fell for the Ferris wheel?
Yeah, yes. You're not one to say anything. You thought he wanted to make this Ferris wheel out of, like, the goodness of his heart.
Yes! I just missed all the signals. I would have been in line for that Ferris wheel.
The safety inspector and her goons, like, chase Penumbra, and Webby's leading her away.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Launchpad briefly. Is he still trying to, like, avoid Penny because he doesn't want to be her archenemy?
Yeah.
And so he, like, very silently gets out of her way.
Yeah.
And lets her go past. And as he goes to keep walking, he runs straight into the safety inspector and the goons.
And they all, like, topple over. We see, like someone carrying a bunch of balloons go by. And, like, Penumbra and Webby, like, do that fun hide behind them kind of thing.
So Penumbra's, like, accusing Webby of, like, basically betraying her. Like, trying to, like, just when she started to trust her and trust Earth, like, she used that against her to hurt her.
Yeah, she says, like, to mock me. She specifically says that. And I mean, fair, like, she just kind of underwent a situation like that, like, where someone used her fears and her emotions for their advantage.
How could I have been foolish enough to fall for Earthways just so you could use them to mock me?
No, I didn't mean for...
This day has proven that the Earth has nothing for me. When we escape, I'm going back to the moon alone.
And she steps out of, like, the little alley thing that they were standing in. And the safety inspector sees her. And so Webby pushes her into the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And as they are pushing through the crowd, Dewey gets shoved forward.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, first in line. And so he runs forward. Or no, sorry, Webby's running forward and pushes him.
Mm-hmm.
And they run into one of the Glomdulas.
Yeah. And so Penny also, like, goes to run in, but she's too buff and strong to fit, really. Yes. And at that point, like the, I don't know, security goons, I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, like, don't go in there. It's really not safe to be inside the gun.
Like, seriously, don't go in there, though. To which Glomgold is like, quick, to Gibbous, quick, start the Ferris wheel.
And so, you know, we see Penumbra, like, get free, but the kids are still inside.
Yes.
And, bad.
Yeah, the Glomdula, like, the Ferris wheel goes, and they basically get stuck up on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when Glomgold slides in and is unveiling the truth behind his evil plot.
It's
so
really hitting
stupid.
me.
It's great. I can't believe he fell for it. What?
Oh, this is one for the books. You never know the reference of the title, but this is like my downfall. I did not see this plot point coming.
Wow. Yeah,
it's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah, sure. So he's unveiling this. We see Launchpad and Penny looking on in horror as the kids get stuck on the top, and Glomgold is unveiling not his Flint Ferris Glom Wheel, right?
Yeah, Flint Ferris Glom Wheel.
But the Flint Ferris
War Wheel.
Citizens of Dokberg, to celebrate the historic day that I, Flintheart, hero of Earth Glomgold, gave you the gift of life, I present you with an even better gift! A world without Scrooge McDuck! Behold, the Flint Ferris War Wheel!
a cannon emerges from the giant Glom Gold's face in the center of the Ferris wheel.
Yeah. So the mouth opens.
Yes. And it points at the mansion. And I love the safety inspector is like, oh, that thing will, like, fucking fall apart before you can fire the cannon, no problem. And it's like, lady, did you not see the kids that are stuck in there?
Gives a shit about the kids.
Only Penny and Launchpad seem to notice?
Yeah. Because Penny's, like, immediately like, oh no, like, the small Dellas, they're up there. And no one cares. Everyone, like, runs.
Yeah, people run, because the giant cannon that opens up in the mouth.
Yeah.
And we get, like, a news crew that runs forward.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Dewey gets really excited, because he's like, yes, like, the news is here. I'm finally gonna have my moment. And it's cute. We see Webby try to, like, open the door.
Yeah.
And she, like, kicks it. But to Dewey's, like, tragedy, like, they're all surrounding Timmy Jenkins.
Damn Timmy Jenkins. And Dewey is distraught. He bangs his hands on the side of the Glomdula, and it sways, like...
Real bad.
A little too precariously.
Jeez.
And yeah, so, like, the pier beneath the Ferris wheel is, like, splintering. There are pieces falling off the Ferris wheel.
Mm-hmm. It's bad. And, like, so Penny tries to go save the kids, and Glomgold just and Glomgold and Gibbs just, like, slide in front of her to stop her. Yeah. I guess they think he's gonna, like, stop, like, the cannon, I'm assuming.
I guess, yeah. And, Glomgold tells Gibbous, stop her.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Gibbous would have much of a chance. But,
Gibbous is like, very well, sir. But this is no longer fun.
Yeah.
He's not having fun anymore.
No. And Gibbous does step forward, and Penumbra goes... She gets ready to fight him.
Yeah.
When Launchpad steps in front of her.
Yeah.
And, telling her, like, I'll take care of this. You go get the kids. Go help the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, this is not the first time we've seen Launchpad, like, stand in the way of danger, even if this is a less significant danger for someone else. He did the exact same, like, pose, the same movement and everything in the, Duck Knight Returns, standing in front of Alistair Borswan, to protect him from the ray gun that Jim Starling was firing.
Yeah.
So, much more lethal situation there. But, yeah, the exact same...
Like, sentiment,
thing.
like...
Yes.
I'll take the brunt of whatever danger is here. Specifically to, like, hear, like, I guess the beating. Gibbous is not going to give him a beating.
No.
But he's willing to do it.
Yeah.
For the greater good.
Yeah, but Launchpad, as he steps forward, he steps on one of the roller skates.
Yeah.
And that sends him careening past Gibbous, and he crash lands on top of Glomgold.
And then, like, when he falls, like, the skate goes, like,
and,
flies to Penny.
So, yeah, Penny catches it, and she basically gets an idea and turns to Gibbous, like, I need you to help me, like, have Earth fun.
Yeah. And Gibbous is like, let's go. It's about time.
Mm-hmm. And so she puts both skates on, and Gibbous gets a mirror for her to use as a ramp.
Yeah. And we start hearing Penny's theme.
Yes.
And it's like real fun, like synth kind of sound. Like, we'll put it here. And she, like, goes for it. She, like, skates really fast onto the ramp. She, like, is walking on, like, wood. I don't think it's made out of steel. Probably not.
Oh, I don't even know what this thing is. Yeah, so she flies and she lands on the Ferris wheel. And it's so fucked up that her, like, added weight makes, like, the pier splinter even more underneath.
Yeah. Climbing up, like, in skates, which I'm amazed, and she's like flipping up with the gondolas and stuff, and
yeah,
constantly.
This is the coolest anyone has ever looked wearing roller skates.
For sure. Oh my god! And she makes it up to the kids.
Mm-hmm. And she peels back like the roof of the glomdola, which, wow.
Yeah.
And at first, Webby starts to apologize.
Yeah.
For everything going wrong and all of this,
for like pushing her, you know. She's just like, I should have just stopped because you were not having a good time.
Penny, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I shouldn't have pushed you.
Are you kidding? I am having a barrel of monkeys. Really? You're much punier than the Moonlanders, and the beasts on the moon were never this big. This is my kind of Earth fun. Ha! Take that, Palace.
Yeah, but Penny just laughs because she's having fun now. That rescuing the kids is way better than the Moonlanders because because they're so puny and fragile. There's more to protect them from.
Yeah. And she's like, and the beasts on the moon were never this big, which 100 feet of just splintering wood.
Yeah.
And she's having fun. She's take that palace.
Yeah. We haven't seen Palace at all this episode. She's like, fuck you, Palace. But, so I like this. So we see, in the last episode, we have Lena saying she's going to be using her magic to protect the world from people like Magica. Mm-hmm. And here we have Penny talking about how protecting these puny earthlings is very rewarding for her because the dangers here are larger and more different. Mm-hmm. So this trend of maybe superheroes?
Yeah.
I was starting to suspect in the last episode, but this one I felt a little more solid in the idea that maybe they're creating a new Justice Ducks.
Yeah. Which I love.
I like that. So far, a lot of female characters in the Justice Ducks, which we need. The Justice Ducks, for those who don't know, are from Darkwing Duck. Mm-hmm. I think they were only in 2 episodes, canonically called the Justice Ducks. It's the episode Just Us, Justice Ducks, which is a confusing title. It's part 1 and 2, and the Justice Ducks, I think I've mentioned them before. They're made up of Darkwing, Gizmo Duck, Morgana, Neptunia, Stegmut.
Oh, why'd you remind me?
And I guess Launchpad?
I mean, in my heart. I don't know if he counts.
And Launchpad. And it's definitely a very good episode. They have to fight against the Fearsome Five, and it's loads of fun. Mm-hmm. But so it kind of feels like we're getting our own Justice Ducks here.
Yeah, people coming into their powers and being I'm gonna use them for good. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, all right, 2 episodes in a row where people are potentially becoming superheroes. I mean, obviously we have Gizmo Duck and Darkwing already. Mm-hmm. Storkules. Please bring Storkules back.
He's the hero of heroes. So Storkules, Gizmo Duck, Darkwing, Lena, and Penumbra. I'm fucking tired.
Oh no.
Off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, all right.
Okay.
I think we're getting somewhere. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Penny grabs Webby and Dewey, and is just hopping down the side of this Ferris wheel.
And before they hop, Dewey goes wait, let me set my terrified face.
Yeah, for the cameras.
Yeah. No cameras are looking at you, Dewey. No one cares.
No, nobody cares. And because she jumps on the cannon first, and we still have the music. It's great as the Ferris wheel is literally splintering and collapsing around them. Mm-hmm. And then she jumps down to the ground with this cool spin thing. It looks great.
Yeah, and at that moment, the whole section of the pier just collapses.
Yeah.
So we see, like, the Ferris wheel just, like, sinking as, like, she, like, you know, rises with the kids that are safe and sound.
It's great. And the cannon does fire a very small cannonball. I don't know, what was Glomgold's plan? I mean, he doesn't know math or physics, obviously.
No.
There's no way this could have gone from the pier all the way to the mansion.
Yeah.
And so the cannon travels like 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And it lands on his 1 foot.
Which, he gets what was coming to him.
Yeah. And the safety inspector's handing him fines.
Yeah, just
I
like
think for the pier.
Yeah, like,
something else.
Fine, like safety violation fines, bills for the damage, and a letter from Timmy Jenkins.
Yeah,
that
and
says,
that
like,
it's a thank you note, but all it says is TY, and then Timmy Jenkins at the bottom. And it's this thank you note that makes him fall under the weight of these papers.
Oh, God.
And Gibbous goes to reassure Glomgold, like, I'm sure your next cannon will be 10 times as deadly, or whatever he says.
And, like, Glomgold is just, like, on the floor still looking up at him like, oh, Gibbous, like, I can't stay mad at you.
Yeah, like, no hard feelings whatsoever for the guy most renowned for holding a grudge.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, sir. Your next giant wheel cannon will surely be a success.
Oh, sweet Gibbous. How can he stay mad at you?
Just fun. He pats Gibbous on the foot, like,
you're good.
Like you said, can't stay mad at you.
So after all of that, Launchpad finally gets the courage to talk to Penny. And he's like, oh, like, Penumbra, like, so sorry for the bad date, you know, but you're still really cool. And even if you hate me, like, I don't want us to be enemies. And he's like, still talking, and she's like, well, no, like, what? Like, we're not enemies, like, I just don't want to date an Earth male. You know?
Because Penumbra is a lesbian.
Woo! Put air horns here.
I mean, we knew.
Yeah, we
like,
knew.
Look at the haircut. We knew.
We've been new.
I mean, because this basically almost explicitly says it.
Yeah.
And then it was confirmed by Sam King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she says, I'm not interested in dating men.
Mm-hmm.
And Launchpad's like, oh, thank God. Okay. Awesome.
Launchpad is basically like, oh, lesbian? Oh, okay. So, you know, that's fine.
You don't hate me? Cool.
Cool.
I'm sorry for the bad date, but you're really cool. And even if you hate me, I don't want to have to be your mortal enemy, and...
What? No, we're not enemies. I just do not wish to date an Earth male.
Oh, that's way easier.
They're, like, friends now, because she's like, I think you're, like, a good ally. Like, I'm interested in your, Earth techniques.
Fighting techniques?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's very generous to him sliding on a roller skate and falling on a dude. It's very generous.
Hey, it works.
It did work. And it is a serendipitous occasion that we're reviewing this episode on this specific day, because it is International Lesbian Day.
Yeah.
October 8th.
Happy birthday, lesbians.
Happy birthday, every lesbian on the planet.
Yes. But yeah, I like lost my mind when she said that. I was like, hey.
Yeah, no, I'm like, oh, did they just... Let me just check. Let me just look. Did they just say she doesn't date men?
Yeah, because it's the Earth men.
Men. Earth males, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
Love it.
Yeah, so this is our second canon gay character in DuckTales, since we have canonically Violet's dad's.
Yeah.
The relationship between Webby and Lena can definitely be interpreted as like two young gay girls.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention that enough last episode, by the way.
We didn't. That's on us.
Yeah.
We suck. It's not just interpreted up, almost fully implied, especially way back in season 1. It was just set up.
Take me back to that poetry reading. That line kills me every time. Especially because the boys are like, hey Webby, we're focusing on something else at the moment.
Yeah, it's like, can you keep reading? Like there's a big mystery we're trying to unfold here.
A poem! Best friend, rebel, poet. Is there anything Lena can't do?
Yeah, like we said, Webby and Lena definitely, two little girls have crushes on each other, whatever. Very
also
cute.
Also by Launchpad, I just want to say that.
Yes, Launchpad being almost canonically bisexual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fun, which is great. And obviously, and I was a little, I did think that Violet's dad was the most we were gonna get.
Yeah.
Even if, like, obviously non-speaking roles. But they are there. They say, I'm with dad shirts.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Uh-huh.
But here we have not just a speaking character, but like a main supporting character coming out as a lesbian, which is, for Disney, we did it.
We did it. It made me really happy. And it made me happy to see how many, like, people were super happy. Like, it was this fun day. I'm like, hell yeah.
Very good.
We see that, like, Dewey is still upset. And, like, he runs to get, like, the news people to pay attention to him because they're leaving from interviewing. I want to keep calling him Jimmy Jenkins, but it's Timmy Jenkins.
The alliteration sounds good, but it's Timmy.
And in a move I did not expect, Timmy, like, turns to Dewey, who's, like, on his knees at this point, I think.
Yeah.
It's so great.
No, it's Dewey's disaster day. Dewey's.
Better luck next time, Dewey.
Like the most sinister little shit. Like, he knows Dewey's name. He knows this is what Dewey wants more than anything. It's really fun. It's also, what's his fucking name?
Who?
Dewey's voice actor.
Oh, Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz. It's Ben Schwartz as Timmy Jenkins. With the most, like, smarmy, awful voice. It's great. It's so funny. And then we see, it's probably the next day. Penny got a I survived the Glom Wheel t-shirt.
Which, fair.
Yeah. And she's sitting there very proudly as Gibbous recounts her exploits to Zenith, Della, Webby, Dewey, and Good Boy.
And I love, like, she, like, has her helmet off. She's just, like, smiling. I love that.
Della, hearing this story, is like, wow, I really should not let you kids go to that.
That could have been real bad. And I love the detail of, like, Dewey being, like, slumped on her. Like, I think he's on her phone or a game.
Yeah.
And just being like, yeah, that was a shitty day.
Yeah, he's watching Timmy Jenkins' interview. It says, local boy almost rides ride.
Oh my god. And he, like, gets upset. And, like, Della, like, pats his head, and it's very sweet.
It's cute, like, calming him down.
Yeah.
Penumbra has decided to stay on Earth.
Yeah. She's like, like, at least till, everyone on Earth can just learn to take care of themselves. She's like, which is going to take a really long time, so I'll probably stay here forever, basically, is the implication.
Yeah. And we hear a crash, and they're at the coffee shop we didn't mention, they're at the coffee shop at the base of, like, Killmotor Hill that we've seen a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone in this coffee place looks up at the sound of this crash. It's Launchpad.
Yeah.
So, Penny, does this mean you're going to stay?
At least until you Earthers can learn to take care of yourselves, which is probably never, so...
Hey, Penumbra!
Speaking of which, Launchpad and I are going to tear down my ship. He is surprisingly adept at dismantling aircraft. That is true. Whoa! I will need your assistance as well, best friend. Come, Blue Della!
And she picks up Della, which takes her by surprise.
Yeah.
And says that she's gonna need her best friend's help.
Yeah. Aww. And she also picks up Blue Della.
Yeah, she picks up Della and puts Della over her shoulder. And then picks up Dewey, who is, like, still, like, depressed.
Yeah.
And is just hanging under her arm.
And so before, like, they all leave, Zenith asks Penny if she's gonna see her at Palace's next week. And she's like, yeah, you know, like, it's gonna be a monkey barrel. And Della's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because Zenith is all like, oh, like,
Yeah.
she's like, oh, she's saying, oh, she understands. Oh, that's so nice. But yeah, Della, who has not been privy to this inside joke, yeah, like you said, is like,
what?
What? What the fuck are you talking about? And Penny drops Della and Dewey into the backseat of the limo and goes and sits in front with Launchpad.
And they head off.
You
see a shot of the moon.
Yes, with fucking Lunaris still orbiting the Earth. And look, this is very, like, nice song, like nice, like, not quite somber, but this nice shot. And then this tiny fucking floating speck, and it's Lunaris. He's still up there.
He will always be up there until he dies.
Until he dies.
But here at the end of my notes, I just wrote, thank you, Sam King.
For real, this was a very, very good episode. And with the, reveal?
Yeah.
That, the reveal that Penumbra's a lesbian, there is implications with her and Della.
Which, yeah. I mean, I'm a fan.
Yep, I'm a fan. Yeah, any more thoughts about the episode before we get into questions?
I mean, I just want, like, it's just a fun episode. Like, it was just fun to see, like, this character kind of go through her own journey. Because, yeah, like, we hadn't really seen the Moonlanders, and
yeah,
it's kind of, like, sucks when you're like, oh, I really like that character. Oh, they're gone forever? Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to see a lot more of Penumbra this season. I think almost probably for sure, like, in the finale, you know, because they get everyone in the finale. But, but besides that, who knows?
Yeah.
But I think even if this is the last episode she's the focus, it was a very good episode for her to go out on.
And I think it's, like, I guess from what I heard, I might, like, be misremembering, like, the crew is basically like, hey, Sam King, we heard that you've been writing, like, some mini, like, comics in your spare time about Penumbra. We would like to see them. And they, like, brought her in to do this episode about a character that she really enjoys. And if you follow Sam King, like, got that good Penumbra content.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah. She was posting behind-the-scenes stuff, scenes they had to take out, storyboards.
Yeah.
And, like, the process of making the episode, they were all really interesting to read. So definitely, if you're not following Sam King, like, go follow her.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Questions?
Alright, we have some Twitter questions. From Turtle Duck Dog 1. This is more of like a commentary than a question, but I'll read it. It's cool. Yeah. How respectful Launchpad was of Penny. I really liked how he was concerned for her feelings and her comfort even after she rejected him. Mm-hmm. He wasn't bitter or nasty. He is such a good role model.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Ooh. I hadn't even thought about, like, the role model. I forget kids watch the show. Yeah, that's good.
We watch it for us, for our enjoyment. It's like, all right, this is like intended for kids.
As far as I know, Anna and I are the only people that watch it.
And we're just speaking into a void.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, I mean, I guess like telling kids like this expectation of if you like someone, they might not like you back, and you know, respect that person no matter what, you know.
Yeah, and then obviously Launchpad from the very beginning saying we shouldn't date.
Mm-hmm.
Like breaking the whole trope of guy sees girl, guy falls in love with girl, guy gets the girl.
Yeah.
That we get.
Mm-hmm.
Since obviously in Launchpad and Moonvasion, he saw her and immediately invited her out on a date.
Yeah.
And in most things, that would lead to dating.
Mm-hmm.
The guy would get the girl.
Yeah.
But obviously here, the guy is actively acknowledging that they shouldn't date, that they're not right for each other.
Yeah. And it was like more of a question of, now what do I do, like, to make sure that she's not like uncomfortable with me being around, you know?
Yeah.
And he also didn't want to be their enemy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like
taking
that.
it to a Launchpad extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah, wanting the whole time wanting to be respectful of her boundaries. Which is, I mean, you don't really see that in most things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really nice to see here.
Mm-hmm.
Like how awkward, like, failed dates can be.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do around the person who you had the bad date with?
Especially because, like, she's basically living at your place of employment and hangs out with people you know as well. So it's like, what do I do? Also, just, like, basically they said, like, fuck, like, the friend zone. Because they're happy to be friends.
Yeah. Like, he's like, friends is where we should be.
Yeah. And they're both like, hell yeah, okay, now that awkward, you know, period is over, like, let's hang out.
Yeah. And it's, so it was really nice to see her, like, wanting to actively hang out with him. It was nice. And another question from Aaron Tarpey. Oh, this is a nice segue, actually.
Ooh.
Now that they're bros, what kind of adventures would you like to see Penny and Launchpad go on?
Ooh. I have no thoughts. Head empty. Do you have any?
I think because Launchpad takes everything so literally, and Penumbra does not understand anything about Earth. They can get into some very wacky hijinks.
Okay.
Like, if Penny had been around for the Halloween episode, she would have been right there with Launchpad.
Like, what the fuck is all of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, ooh, that would be fun. I would like that.
Just, like, bros.
Just having a moment, not understanding, being there.
Yes. I want to see arm wrestling match, and she, like, throws him through a wall.
Wrestling. Everything is wrestling to me, but make Penny a wrestler.
Yeah, Penny would like wrestling.
Yeah, she would, and she'd be great at it.
Yeah, as long as they explain, no, like, we're not here to kill anyone.
No.
It's not to the death.
Would she be a heel or face?
I think a face. She's like the hero. Like,
yeah, she might be like a tweener. She would be kind of like that, the anti-hero.
Yeah.
Hire me, Disney. I got ideas for Penny as a wrestler spin-off. Sam King, get in contact. Yeah.
That is all of our Twitter questions.
Okay. So now we go to our Tumblr questions. We have one from... Anonymous.
Timmy Jenkins.
Timmy Jenkins says, you probably already got something like this concerning they put a Moonlander on the Earth, but when Penumbra said, I do not wish to date an Earth male, I wasn't hallucinating that, right? Because what I heard was WLW rights.
Huh. WLW, women loving women. Right. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes, it was directly implied in the episode and then blatantly confirmed, there we go, by the crew that Penumbra is a lesbian.
Yes.
Nice.
Love that. Love that for her. Another anonymous.
Oh dang, who else is on this episode? Palace.
Palace says, how the fuck is Launchpad that awkward after one date got wrong? He has canonically dated around and keeps in contact. Knowing him, there is no way they don't end up horribly.
I mean, we've seen Launchpad's low self-esteem a lot. And I think, I don't know if maybe this was on the heels of a lot of instances of low self-esteem. Like, his self-esteem has been especially low recently. So this very bad date kind of compounded on it. But also, I mean, I don't know if he's ever had a date, I mean, this bad. Because again, like I said, he misinterpreted what Penumbra was saying because she didn't clarify anything.
Yeah, and I think it's probably, like, he probably has been, like, rejected. Like, someone saying, oh, you know, like, I don't want to go on a date.
Yeah.
It's more like the act of, like, we sat down 3 minutes later, she walked out.
Yeah. After saying this is the worst or something, and not clarifying anything.
Yeah. So I think it's that.
Yeah, I mean, she says that, and then he thinks it's like the date itself, not this coffee.
Yeah.
So I think it's, that, and then his especially low self-esteem recently.
Next question by... I always hope I'm pronouncing this right. Shibby12, who asks, what do you think about non-anthro ducks living in DuckTales? Usually I would hate it, but this time it was funny.
I have learned to accept it. I mean, it's been a thing since forever. Like original DuckTales, whatever. I've learned grudgingly to accept it.
Okay. Another anonymous.
Oh, dang. Good boy.
Okay. Good boy says, hi, I started listening to you this year, and it's been pretty fun to do while social distancing. My question would be, if you think Penny will live somewhere in the mansion, like she's been apparently been these past weeks/months fixing her ships, or if she will move out now that she might want to try new art stuff. Saludos desde lejos. Oh, saludos desde lejos y larga vida a Benzino Gasolina.
Oh my god! I did not know where that sentence was going. I'm so glad it went where it went.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. Or do you think Penny will move out?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, probably for the sake of, like, plot convenience, yeah, she'll move out, because we're not going to see her again in upcoming episodes. So they'll probably help her find somewhere to live. Not sure what she's going to do
in the
for
same
money.
apartment building that Storkules lives in.
Yes, wherever Storkules is currently living, she lives there too. She could get a job as like a security guard and be like the best security guard on the planet.
Hell yeah. Or she could just be like, hey Scrooge, pay up.
She could just sell the parts of her ship.
Yeah.
It's made of gold.
Exactly. Oh, she's rich now.
She's loaded. Like someone's gonna explain to her, like, you know, like you take it all apart. You can sell this, you know? Mm-hmm. Like this is all worth money here.
And she's like, what the fuck's money? No.
I don't know if they had currency on the moon.
But yeah, she's rich now.
You remember they would just throw gold away. They don't know what it's worth.
Yeah.
I don't think they had currency.
No.
Dang, she's in for a harsh reality of capitalism.
She was living maybe she should go to the moon.
She should go back.
God. So Araminakilla20 says, do you think there are going to be more moments where the Earth people are hostile towards Moonlanders? I never thought they would show foreign discrimination in DuckTales, but they did. Also, I would watch a spin-off about Gibbous and Glom Gold's shenanigans. I would watch that too.
I would love that. That's great. They're very fun. I mean, we've seen racism in DuckTales, which is a wild sentence to say. Mark Beeks is like, he's a little bit racist.
Yeah.
So we've seen that. Mm-hmm. The microaggressions towards the Moonlanders did take me by surprise.
Same.
In a good way, I guess.
Do you want to explain that?
I don't. With Glomgold, it's funny because he's just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense that they like see a Moonlander, and it's like, yeah, those guys invaded us a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. I believe that they might still be violent sometimes towards the Earth.
Jeez.
Just thinking about Mark Beeks again, being just a little bit racist.
A little bit racist. What if Mark Beeks was a little bit racist? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Next question. From Sofa Beyonce, who says, what are your thoughts on this episode, according to Sam King, being the only main appearance of Penumbra this season?
I mean,
yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they're upfront about the fact that, I mean, they revealed this, she's a lesbian, awesome, but she's not going to be, like, a really recurring character.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they were honest about that. I mean, we did this thing, it's nice, like, they're glad to have done it, but being honest about the fact that we won't be seeing much of her. And it makes sense that we won't. She's not one of the main characters. Mm-hmm. We have our core 8. There's so many of them.
9. I mean, Beakley's a core character and we barely see her. But
I just made up a number. 8, 9. Our
9
core
with Della.
characters. And 9 with Della? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have those core characters, and the story's obviously going to focus more on them. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm not super upset because, I mean, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. And I'm just glad that they were honest about that. They're very upfront about the fact that they have this representation, but we're not gonna really see her again.
Yeah, and I think like you said, like I'm glad that they're upfront because they're not like dragging people along, you know. And like I think Sam King made it like a tweet like specifically saying like, yeah, I pushed for this and we pushed for this. But also, like, we understand that, like, her implying it is also not a lot. You know, it's not as far as we could go and as far as we wish we could go. We could always push for more, you know? And, like, I like that honesty. And I appreciate, like, being like, we're not gonna just pat ourselves in the back. Like,
like saying, like, it took hard work to get to this point. And
like, it sucks that it's taken so long just to get here. And we could hopefully one day go further.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, have Penumbra and Della be canon. In a relationship.
Hell yeah. But yeah. I mean, we'll see her in the encore where everyone's got to get back together.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, this isn't the last we'll see of her, but it's the last time she'll almost certainly be, like, a main character.
Mm-hmm. And we have one last question from, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Harthik, who says, hey there, love the podcast and finally caught up. I really enjoyed your in-depth talk about the wrestling episode. Ooh. I love wrestling and I'm really glad you guys enjoyed it too. I'm really glad you enjoyed it too.
Yeah, oh my god, that was such a fun episode. I learned wrestling stuff. I was able to find an Undertaker action figure at a store on site, and I'm almost positive it's the Undertaker.
It is.
So I bought it and I mailed it to Faby.
Yeah, and I cried about it. It was a very nice gesture. So now he's standing next to my old Batista action figure.
I love it.
That I have from my childhood. But yeah, so they also asked, now question for Moonlanders. What other types of weapons could Glomgold make out of amusement park rides?
Oh boy. Okay, what are some amusement park rides? We got Ferris wheel down. We got roller coaster. I'm not sure what he did with that. Probably launched sharks from it or something.
Probably.
Oh, like a Tower of Terror thing. What could he do with that?
Could he just, like, make it, like, blast off?
Maybe, and, like blast off and crash into Scrooge's mansion?
Yeah.
Or into the money bin or something? It's closer?
Yeah, it's closer.
Why did he just blow up the money bin? It's right there.
What else is there? Like, a carousel?
Oh, what could the carousel do?
It could become, like, you know, just, like, attach knives to it so, like, it spins.
Doesn't it think, like some sort of top?
Yeah, like a top. Like a Beyblade with a knife.
Beyblade with knives. Oh, what are the other amusement park rides? Fill a river rapids with sharks. Not sure how we get Scrooge in there. Fill it with sharks.
I'm trying to think of what, like, I mean, there's also, like, from, like, you know, you're not as regulated fares. There's, like, that hammer ride.
Yes.
I hate that. I hate
that.
That ride.
It goes faster and faster until it launches and just, like, flies like a saw at the end and saws through the money bin or the mansion.
Yeah. It would have been easier to just get, like, the Ferris wheel to roll towards Scrooge.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, it'd have to go uphill, but it would still get closer than the fucking cannon did.
Oh, no.
These are good.
That's fun. It's funny.
We're funny.
Comedy queens. Yep. Oh, it's very late.
Oh, shh, don't tell them that.
Those are all the questions.
Alrighty. Thank you all for sending in questions. Mm-hmm. They lead us down rambling paths.
Yeah.
That are fun.
Very fun.
That was great.
And it's nice to hear that you guys liked the wrestling episode.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm so glad. It was a very fun episode.
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitter at Amores Patos. Follow us there if you're not already, because that's where I post most of our updates. I retweet fan art, and just fun stuff. Follow us there. What are you doing?
Look at Anna's cool episode graphics that she's been doing.
Yes, I learned graphic design.
Graphic design is her passion.
It's my passion, and I am now spending too much time making little promo art for our upcoming episodes and whenever we ask for questions. So follow us to look at those. I'm very proud of them.
And you can send us questions to our Tumblr at amorespatospodcast.tumblr.com.
If you don't have a Tumblr or a Twitter, you can send us questions at amorespatospodcast@gmail.com. If you would like to support our podcast with paying our podcast host, which lets us post our podcast everywhere that we are available to be listened to, you can support us via our Ko-fi. I think it's pronounced Ko-fi.
Ko-fi, okay.
Which we will link in the description. And we have another podcast called Amores Patos Face the Disney Afternoon, in which we will be reviewing the episode premiere of every show in the Disney Afternoon. We so far have our Gummy Bears review out, so go check that out. You can follow that podcast Twitter at Amores Patos 2 or AP Face the Disney Afternoon on Tumblr.
Yeah.
Thank Michael at Spintrick for our lovely cover art. And if you would like to leave us a review, we have not asked you guys to leave us a review in a while.
I don't think we've had a review in a year, to be honest.
I know, it's a bummer. Send us a review, and we will be reading it aloud here. And it'll up our numbers and make us happy.
Yeah.
If you leave us a review. But yeah, I believe that is all for us. Okay. Saludos, amigos.
Saludos, amigos. That's what I was waiting for.
I was waiting for me.